7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 312, your Redbud wrap-up show. I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Little bit of a change here. Number one, we're starting a little late, and if the picture looks like shit from time to time, I apologize. About an hour and a half ago, the power went out. So we're currently rocking a generator to run air conditioners and fans and stuff in here because it's hot and humid outside. We're running a generator to run we're running a generator in my parents' house to run the internet to be able to even do the show live or whatever here. There's a whole bunch of issues we are running into. On top of that, in studio with me here, not Justin.
That's right.
It is Supercross only. Cole, you're gonna like up your show here by 33%.
Why 33%?
Well, you're committed to 2 other ones.
Whatever. I'll take it. Stub bailed. I don't know why. Can you fill me in on why he bailed?
Okay, yes. Now look, I'm turning the Aftermath Army onto him, so all of you out there can go razz him in the comments.
This is a show that he picked that he was going to do, is it not?
Yes. So here's what happened. Okay, what has happened?
He had to catch up on NASCAR.
No, so in years prior, the way it would have worked is he would have stayed at my house Saturday night after we got back. Mm-hmm. We would have got up and we would have ripped a show out. Okay. As we were getting ready to leave last night, he was like, well, are we going to do the show in the morning? And I was like, no. And it's because doing the live stream for the members and doing all sorts of other stuff, including like going to church and stuff. I was like, dude, I'm not doing it in the morning. Like, we're going to do it at normal time. Him not thinking had made another commitment to help his mom do some moving with some stuff. Okay, then I will. I'm good with that. Then. Look, now
I can't completely shit on him then.
Fair point. However, a couple days ago, me and him did kind of have a conversation about this. Of like, he was like, yo, is your plan to do this? And I was kind of like, I don't really know. Now, mind you, I've been going through a lot of stuff in my personal life, as I kind of filled you in on. I won't put that out there publicly on the internet there. A lot of stuff in my personal. Brother. It was a long week for me, on top of all the work I have and trying to get ready to be able to go to the race to do whatever we do there. And so I didn't really finish the conversation with him. The conversation just kind of ended with, well, I'm not really sure. I don't know. We'll have to see. He didn't double check to see if it was really a thing. It turned into a whole thing. So anyway,
whatever. We still had fun.
Needless to say,
we had fun Friday.
He felt bad because he had committed to doing it, but he was like, if it's anybody else, I tell him fuck off. It's my mom, you know. And I'm like, it's okay. I understand. I'm not upset about it.
Yeah,
like it is whatever.
Okay. All right.
To be honest,
thank you for explaining because I was gonna shit all over.
Yeah, I asked you and another person. I asked you and Rusty actually.
What'd Rusty say?
Rusty said he was busy till like 8:30 tonight.
What a wimp.
Yeah, what a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
I don't
100%.
understand.
He probably don't even listen to this.
No, not at all. So I don't.
I'll get him to come on one of these times.
I mean, he should. Yeah, well, you got a couple more weeks. You're doing Washoe.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, you're literally next week too, and then Washoe.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I went to the race with Rusty, so that would have been fun, but whatever.
So yeah. So anyway,
my next red boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, trust me, we were.
Hey, if it wasn't for the breeze, like it would have been hell.
Oh yeah.
But we were at the top of the valley. Them boys riding. That were down in the bottom of the valleys and stuff. Woo.
Yep. There was a couple spots I got to yesterday when we were walking around in the afternoon that I was like, holy shit.
Oh,
and then
dude.
After the race, dude, that
walk
sun
back
came
to
back.
the truck.
Yeah, the sun came back out and it was terrible.
So I sat in the truck with the AC on for a little bit, and the truck's at 105.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was hot yesterday. It got hot today too. It wasn't supposed to be as hot today.
That little bit of rain too.
That rain too, yeah. Then brought the humidity up. So, anyway, getting into this here because now we're way behind as per normal. Yeah. So, show brought to you by our friends at. Whoops!
Whoa!
Oh my God!
That'll do it. Panic!
Button.
Oh boy, just spilt his drink all over the panic
We
button.
are just we're fucked. We're straight fucked.
Bones, whoever's watching, somebody clip this shit show right here.
Rev X Products bringing you the show here. Want to thank them for being on board. That's very sad for me. That's very, very sad. And yeah, and now I'm flustered here. We got everybody on board. Gutter Works, Josh and Kayla saw them this weekend. Flo Racing, Complete Racing Solutions, going to bring you the halftime report, which is where we're going to share some of our stories from this weekend here. Holster Co. Reload Rant, which we have rants to talk about. TLR Coating Tinfoil Hat, which I don't know if we got anything for that. Rev X segment, which you have a couple things. Eric Grondal is going to come on here in a little bit with Alias MX. And Adept Creative Co. on board with us as well. And for the painfulness of me spilling my drink, we get some NANO XTREME in here, and we'll be good to go.
That was pretty painful there.
Now, because we're fucking behind here, here's what we got to do is we got to call Kev right now and see if he picks up. And if he doesn't, then we will call...
God, he's got to change that photo.
He doesn't even know how it works. I don't know how it works. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Kevin Moranz. Welcome to Moto Aftermath Show, bud.
Howdy.
How we doing today? How we feeling?
Oh, we're just sore.
Oh, I bet you're hurting, brother.
Yeah, it is. Welcome back to outdoors, I guess is the best way to put it.
You gotta do more, dude. That's like you just do more. Do more.
Yeah, a lot more apparently.
Yeah, dude. That's how it's gotta work. So, all right. So let's you raced Redbud, first outdoor of the year here. Let's just talk through our day here. Like go for it, start to finish. Your take. Go ahead.
Alrighty. So obviously going through tech on Friday and being told I was in B practice instead of A practice with 450s going first, I'd rather, okay, let's put it this way. If it was a normal race where 250s go before 450s, it would make me even more nervous to be in B practice. This situation, because then I'd for sure be going after A, and A would have a less rough track than us. So that's even more of a disadvantage. So being put in B practice, I was scared of because I knew how deep and wet it was probably going to be in the mornings since 450s were first this time. So nervous coming into the day, to be super honest, just because I was like, I don't want to be put at a disadvantage being in B practice unless I get out front and it not be super muddy. I can use the berms kind of deal. Well, got out there. I was like 5th up to the line. So like the way they kind of do it is you line up by priority of whoever gets up there the earliest. So didn't get up there super early on the first one, but passed a few guys to be like 5th coming around before the leap on the first lap. And I knew I was going to have to put down a heater quick because it was just going to get worse. It was just sloppy, so I knew you had to get going fast. Well, I was lining up to do my roll lap type situation, and right before the leap, like, it was so deep that super rookie move. Swallowed my front end. It yanked me off the bike. I literally went over the bars on my, like, what is quote-unquote our sight lap. So by the time I get up and get the bike started, I'm middle of the pack to back of the pack. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not passing all of these dudes trying to do a fast lap when it's muddy.
Right.
So I waited a little while, did my first qualifying session, just never did really good, and was so hard on the clutch trying to get through all the mud and everything like that, that the clutch faded on me, which, like I told you on race day, like I've never had clutch problems in the, I don't even know how many years I've been racing on KTM, like a lot of years, and I've never had a clutch problem because I'm not very hard on the clutch. So it faded on me pretty bad. We came back, we changed oil for the second qualifying session, and I knew I was kind of sitting on the outside of the bubble looking in before the second session, so I knew I had to bring the heat in second session. Well, luckily I got out to, I was like second or third or whatever, and was able to put down a couple heaters at the beginning, which was good, be able to hit the leap, which was huge, saved me a little bit of time, and was solid in qualifying. Like P26 for me in outdoors, dude, you've been there with several Redbuds with me when it is literally 32 to 36 is where I sit. Usually.
Yep. That's very solid 26.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
I was stoked on the 26th, and then in the first moto, I had actually an amazing jump. Like I had a really good start, but I was like, everybody on the inside of you just goes straight to the outside of the berm. So I had somebody that had not necessarily a wheel on me, but they had the position on me to the point where I couldn't cut over hard enough. And they just ran me straight to the top of the berm, and then you try to turn and you have 40 bikes wide open in deep soil. Like you just literally cannot see. So you're just guessing where you're going, and I just about high-sided and went down over on like the berm.
Yeah.
So I was on the outside. Well, it's kind of like it's a shelf all the way down, right?
Okay.
So if you run into that not expecting it, your bike has nowhere to go besides trying to climb the hill, or your weight goes over the hill and your bike stays on the bottom of the hill. So like you're high-siding over the I guess shelf, let's put it away.
Yeah.
So kind of like what happened to Vial in the second moto, I think, or something like that. I don't know if you guys saw that, how he got like thrown over the side of the shelf on the outside.
Yep.
Did you see that?
Yep.
Okay, so that's what happened to me kind of the first one, and like was very far back. Actually, I was worse off on my start in the second one, but I was pretty far back, and I lost positions at the beginning.
Okay.
And had no fight in the first one. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, but like I was fish out of water. Like halfway through, I was like, "What am I getting myself into?"
You and Chase Sexton, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah, dude. So, but I was like struggling with the bike. Same situation. Bike was overheating with how deep everything was. Like I had half a clutch by the third lap, and it kind of just freaked me out because I was like, I don't want to blow up this bike because I don't have time to do a motor for the second one. And I knew if I kept being hard on the clutch to try to stay up with the pack that I wanted to stay up with, I was going to roast the clutch again, make it even hotter, and I just was not riding good. Like I was overall just like the bike was riding me, I was not riding the bike.
Okay.
Came off the first moto, was not huffing and puffing. Like I came off the second one and I was huffing and puffing. So I knew it was just a bad moto for me. Shell shock, haven't been riding with anybody for the last 3-4 weeks. When I've been riding outdoors, just been riding a solo, so like it's kind of a shell shock situation.
Yep.
So we changed oil again for the second moto, changed some other stuff. We ended up going 4 clicks stiffer on the forks, half a turn stiffer on the rear shock. Went out for the second moto, rode like a completely different person. Yes, the result was still not great, but it was actually like I had fight and was charging and kind of battling the whole time.
Cool.
So yeah, overall on the weekend, I'm happy with it because no LCQ. We got through both the motos and we made progress. Going 33-27 is not what we're here to do, so that's not ideal, but I mean it's my first outdoor and I had no legitimate prep on any kind of deep outdoor style track with elevation.
Yep.
I was on a flat, like that sand track is obviously rough and has whoops, but it's a completely different ball game when you have 18 inches of loam that's all braking bumps going down hills and stuff like that. Like it's not the same. So
Yeah.
I think we're a little too soft on our settings. The bike was reacting a little bit too much, was just beating me up. Going a little bit stiffer, it held up a little bit more. I think if I had a third moto that day, I probably would have doubled up again, went even stiffer. So we'll just keep playing with it and see what these next outdoors bring.
Are you have you confirmed your plans for Washougal?
I have not fully, but it's doable. Let's put it that way. So as
Okay.
long as we can get a couple of our single round sponsorship stuff packaged or filled,
Yeah.
it would give me the means to fly myself and part of the crew out there.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yep. That'd be cool. So
Yep.
So for you, like as yourself and your fitness, how much suffering was there, or were you able to push all the way through the heat into the end? Basically,
The
I
second
wouldn't say
one-
coming off the couch, I guess, but you're in good shape. Like, how are you feeling?
Not good enough shape. The biggest thing is just the intensity, right? Like I've been riding by myself. I literally have not had anybody to ride with that was at all compatible speed. So it's tough. Like you can push yourself based off of what you feel, but if you don't have somebody else that's similar quality to you on the same track going faster, you can't be like, it's really tough to try to push your limit farther past what I was already doing because it was pretty dry. It was not very deep. You're going into these sand berms, and if you come in too fast, you blow into the sand berm, you destroy the line. It's tough to rebuild it when you're riding by yourself. So there's so many factors that cause you to be a little bit more cautious, so then the track stays together over you pushing the limits to try to catch somebody in front of you, which I didn't have anybody in front of me or riding with.
Right.
So coming in pretty much blind to where I set within the field, and all those guys already having 5 rounds under their belt, I knew it was going to be a struggle.
yeah.
But the first moto was very, very unlike me when it comes to just I almost felt like I was just riding around because of the slight bike issues plus the poor setup. So I was happy with the second moto because I pushed the whole time. Like I fought with the Boaz kid for almost half the moto, yo-yoing with him. So finally got around him. And then I think Drew said that at one point I was like, after I got around him, I was like 15 seconds behind, man, I'm losing his name, Carroll. And so Drew was like, yeah, like if you're 15 seconds, the next lap you're 12 seconds, the next lap you're, 10 seconds, then 8, then 7, then I got to like 4 seconds, and then he kind of held me at 4 seconds for like 3 laps. And I knew it was, to be honest, like obviously I was in 28th, 27th at that point. But for me, like it was a game. It was fun for me. I had fun in the second moto. Hated the first moto. Had fun in the second moto because I had somebody chase the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't in like the lull of like, dude, I don't even see anybody in front of me, which is what my first moto was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was chasing him and saw him and me creeping up on him. So I was like, my goal was to pass him by the end of the moto. So also at this point, like I know I'm not in condition to be, a top 15 dude because that's just gnarly right now with the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to use these motos as like, Kevin, don't be a pussy, like keep pushing the whole time because that's going to help your conditioning for Millville. It's going to help your conditioning for Washougal. I'm obviously not in a situation where I could train super hard and efficient during the week. So I tried to use that moto as like, don't be a pussy, put yourself through as much shit as you can without putting yourself on the ground and try to catch him. So with like 2 laps remaining, I started hitting the leap again because I changed up my line. Because I had gained from like 15 seconds to 4 seconds on Carroll. And he held me for like, we had maybe 4 or 5 laps left. And like through 2 or 3 laps consecutively, I had caught all the way up to him. And then he was holding me at pace because we were kind of getting lapped by a couple people too. So I knew if I wanted to catch him, I had to change something. And the leap was the biggest thing that I wasn't hitting throughout the motos that I wish I was. Because those last 2 laps made a world of difference just to catch up to him. And it was a good point to get a good breather in. Like it sucks having to scrub, and then you land so hard off of that second scrub to come into those regulars.
Yeah,
you just hit the jump.
That landing sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just such a big breathing point where you can get a good breath and relax a little bit. So yeah, I mean, by the end of the moto, I had caught up to Cade and Carroll. We were all right on each other going over the finish line. So overall, honestly, I'm happy with it. I want to get points, and I don't like being that far back, but for what it is, I'm stoked.
I gotta say, it's a big bummer that Cade beat you. Big bummer.
I know, dude,
I was just gonna say, of course, Carroll was parked right next to you too, so you had to go back there and look at him and be like, "You bastard."
Oh no, like we were bullshit because I was like, I was coming for you. He's like, I know you were.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I saw you go over the big jump in the back too at one point. I don't remember. Maybe it was practice or something with next to Walker. Maybe it was the race. Maybe it was practice, and you like
it
pointed
had to
at
have been
him.
practice.
Yeah, I think it was practice.
Yeah,
Oh no, I think it was race. I think it was race.
I thought it was.
I could be wrong. Maybe it was.
he
maybe it was
had some bike
qualifying.
trouble in the
I don't know.
LCQ.
Did he not?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. So yeah, it was 100% in practice.
Yeah. Yeah, it had to be because I was on the other side. I was on the other side there.
Yeah, we
So-
watched him pull off in the LCQ, revving on his bike.
Well, there was a lot of that yesterday.
There was probably a lot of fuel boiling going on.
There was a
Yeah.
lot of something going on. There's a lot
So
of.
do you think the track was too deep or not?
That's a point I was gonna bring up when we have our little reload rant section. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I do.
It's
And
kind of where I'm
I
at
think
with
it was
it.
too deep.
You want to know why I think it was too deep? The real only reason I think it was too deep is because like watching practice and being there at Larocco's in the morning at like, okay, so you guys come out, be practice, and like, who was the first dude to jump in the morning? Do you remember? You weren't there.
I wasn't there yet.
I
no.
don't remember. I got a video of it on my phone, but there was like the first dude came around second lap of B practice and hucked it, and I was like, all right, sick, we're on. And then nobody jumped it for like 4 laps, and I was like, what the fuck? And then it just got so damn deep down there that literally it was like you guys were coming in off that little single after that tabletop that crosses over into that corner, and it was you guys would just hit in there and just bleh. Like I could see it. Everybody
I felt
would
like it was
go
like
off
that around the whole track.
Yeah, I don't know because I was just up there for first practices, but it was like you guys 450s, 250s, and there were so many dudes in that corner before Larocco's in first practice. A dudes, not even B group dudes, A dudes that were getting cross-rutted and going over both the inside and outside of that kind of berm thing they built before it. It was nuts. I was like, dude, this is stupid. Like, I got all sorts of respect for Tim Ritchie as a track person, but like, you fucked that up, dude.
Yeah, fuck the corner
like,
up and
even
way too
in the
fucking deep.
second moto, even in the second moto, like you jumped over that little bit of roller before kind of the rest of the sweeper before the leap.
Yeah.
And it was mud, even in the second moto.
Yeah.
Like you'd get cross-threaded and you had to try to find your way. Like it was, I don't know, dude. At the same time, like you go back in the day, you can see all these guys dicing it up. Like that's what I told Drew. Is like I hated it because I sucked at it, but it's just like Supercross. Like I like Supercross when it's a little bit more techy because it separates people.
Yeah.
Yeah, having deep lines like this, it's techy. So like obviously like Jett excels because he's so clean and smooth.
Yeah.
But it really affects the quality of racecraft that you can have. Besides, like you just have to hit your marks every lap.
Yeah.
Like there's no cutting in and out of people. Like it's just so deep that you have to find a line and stick in it.
It's rut cross. It's rut cross.
Yeah,
Hard on the
exactly.
bikes too. We saw how many Star Yamahas we saw about Grenade yesterday.
Well, and you said it best in first practices when you were standing by us on the leap yesterday. You come there to see the guys jump that jump.
yeah,
And yes, I understand that it's a balancing act to make it where most of the 450 guys can jump it and the top 5 to 10 250 guys can jump it. But, like, there's been more years than not recently that, like, you've screwed that up.
yeah. Well, they always say they don't want the amateur day guys to do it. Then fucking build a single there around that corner
Yeah.
for
Which they
amateur
did-
day,
which they
and then
did.
take it out.
Amateur Day had it. Amateur Day, there was a gigantic roller coming out of it, and then they dug that out for Pro Day. But the problem being is that they ripped that corner too deep. That corner's too fucking close to that jump anymore. Like, literally, all of you guys in the 450 should be jumping that every single fucking lap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
And then that way, that would allow, like, if that's the case, then there's enough, then that would be enough, mean there's enough of a run-up that all the 250 guys, or, well, all of the top 250 guys, all the factory dudes, would feel like they could fucking do it.
Yeah.
So they would try
How many
it.
guys did it? Was there anybody in the 250 besides like maybe Shimoda and Degan?
I heard Bomer hit it.
Yeah, I think Bomer did it. I don't know if Vial did it. I'll be honest. I
So we're
didn't,
talking 3 dudes.
yeah, I didn't get
Not
to-
very many.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch much of the race here on the broadcast.
Yeah.
I only made it through the first 450 moto because the power went out an hour ago. So it was awesome.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so we're running generators right now to do the show. So
Holy cow.
It literally-
Typical
What, is it
program over
storm
here.
hit or what?
no, we actually had some like torrential downpours like an hour or so before that, and then everything was fine. I was literally standing in the garage at my house, and all of a sudden the power like lights, AC, everything in the garage go off. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I have a whole house generator that kicked on, and I was like, oh shit, okay. So then I ran down to the shop here and started running extension cords and getting fuel and everything. So yeah, so that's my plan was to watch the motos here before the show. That didn't happen. Didn't
Gotcha.
quite nail that down. So yeah, all right. You got anything else for him? I don't really have a whole bunch else for him here.
No, I just to his point about riding by himself and stuff, it
Yeah.
just blows my mind the kind of intensity a guy like Tomac can have since he does all his shit himself. Like, how does he do it?
I don't know,
So,
man. I don't
blows
know.
my
That is true. That is, I mean, well, also the difference though is he's got the means to have a properly prepped track that you can push on. So
Yeah.
my track where I'm going, I'm showing up and it's been dry, no rain for the last 2.5 weeks. I don't have the means to rip it, till it, and water it. So I'm just riding what I've been riding for the last 3 weeks. And if you blow out a berm, like you got to go slow until that rebuilds itself back in.
Right.
I
So
don't
like
know.
my quality of riding would be a lot less than if you have a prep track that you can push on.
I've watched some of his videos at his place. I don't know that they necessarily do a ton of prep. It looks pretty, like, I'm pretty sure the last one I saw a couple weeks ago, it was like dusty. Like there was a dust cloud behind him riding.
Yeah.
So
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen some videos of it pretty dusty out there, but I again, to Kev's point, I
Yeah.
think they probably do have the means and the equipment if
Yeah.
they really needed it.
Yeah.
Well, I
John's
do know that
out there.
I do know that he's at least got elevation. Like he comes down
Oh, yeah.
hills into braking bumps and shit like that. Like
Mhm.
coming into a flat corner that's dry and sand, and that's all you have in every corner
Yep.
is not ideal.
Yeah. He's
But
Yeah,
either
that
way,
track's
like the
epic.
intensity that he brought, like say his Cowie years and his championship years when he's just up there in the mountain doing it by himself, like
Well, you know,
that is insane, to be honest.
it helps when your old man stands there and makes you do shit you don't want to do too.
I mean, I guess you hear of some of the really gnarly stories of Jeannie Carmichael.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the story Eric told us about riding there. And so, I don't know if you've heard this, Kev, but Eric Grondal rode there with Tomac a little bit on
Really?
and off. Yeah, he went up there at one point, and he was telling us a story at one time that there was like this double into a corner. I think it was in the outdoor track, and Eric was there riding, and John was like, "Hey, you're gonna hit this and go to the inside," and Eric was like, "The fuck I am, that ain't gonna work, brother." And like John went and stood in the outside of the corner. He's like, "No, you're going to the inside, now go do it." And Eric was like, "All right, man, it's your life, whatever." So he's like, "I did it, I pulled it off." He goes, "But I was shitting my pants going over that jump because I really thought I was about to kill John Tomac." So
That's
yeah,
wild.
so
Yeah.
if that's the kind of stuff he's doing with guys that show up to ride, I can only imagine what he's. Well, I mean, dude,
Maybe they just let the bull loose and
That-
let that chase him.
that one dude, the picture guy from what is it, Octopi Media or something like
Garth
that?
Malone?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was on Gypsy. He was talking about doing a DC shoe photo shoot with Tomac way back in the day, like Geico days, like early Geico days. And he was like, "Yeah, so we were out there. He's doing his motos. We're taking pictures. I don't remember where they were. Somewhere in California, maybe Cahuilla or something." And then he was like telling the story, and he's like, "Yeah." And so then we get done, and I'm like trying to do the lifestyle photo with Tomac, and I can just see like this look of terror on his face. And I turn around, and John's in the RV with the trailer driving down the road, leaving because he's like, "We're out of here. We're done for the day. Like, see you later." And he's like, "Oh shit!" like John was like, "Yeah, we don't have time for your bullshit. Like, we're here to win races and championships, and like when we're
he
done
basically
training,
like fuck the photo shoot. Basically.
yeah, like that. Like they didn't do anything for the photo shoot riding wise. Like he just had to literally try to do photos around them doing motos all day, is what he was saying. And then he's like, "Yeah, then I was trying to get this lifestyle picture, and I can just see frickin' Eli's face just go, holy shit," as his dad's like driving out of the thing. He's like, "So next thing I got Eli running down the road behind the RV truck."
Oh, just left his ass there.
Oh yeah, he
Oh.
was leaving.
Gnarly.
Dude, he was like, "Fuck this, I'm out, dude." John Tomac's gnarly.
Yeah. Quiet
Is he
cowboy.
kind of a dick?
I don't know if he's a dick.
I don't think
just
he's a dick. I just think he's one of those stern, good old boys.
I think so too. Yeah. Like I don't see him being a dick. Like yesterday, I saw him interacting with the team a little bit after that motor blew up because like the first motos I didn't watch a whole bunch, and I was sitting by the downhill jump there. And Tomac like rolled over it, and I saw his bike smoking, and I was like, "Oh, that thing's blowing up." So I turned to Sanjay, who was with me, and I was like, "Yo, we're going to the pits. I want to go watch
Watch
them
him change
change
that motor,
this."
yeah.
And so we went over there and waited and whatever, and then
No photos though.
Oh no, I have photos and videos. Fuck them. And
Background on that, Kev. We took a picture in the star rig and they told us to delete it.
Yeah, I got in trouble on Friday. It was fine.
Yeah, I know you told me about that.
Yeah. So anyway, don't worry. I have a picture and a video of Degan's bike with the motor out of it now. So I will be posting that saying they put the big bore
That they
kit
put a big bore in it?
for
Yeah.
a second moto. But anyway,
Didn't help him.
Yeah, it didn't help him at all. But yeah, but John did come out and was talking to
because
the
they were changing over the motor from Friday, and then they had to change another motor Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, I heard Webb blew up too, right?
Web, yes. So the web thing was interesting because I was actually walking.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
When?
So,
First moto.
literally end of first moto. So
He rode his balls off to get to where he was just
Yeah.
for the bike to blow up.
Oh shit! Did he not finish the first moto?
No, he did. He did.
Did he finish it?
Yeah, I think he did. He was like 15th, I want to say.
But he had made his way
nursed
to the
it.
top 10.
Yeah, he nursed it there. But then, actually, hold on. I have the results here. Let's see what it say he did.
'Cause I had my eye
then
on Webb.
Tomac blew up in the second moto, and Webb blew up in the first moto.
No,
Or is
they
it-
both blew up in the first moto.
Oh, I bet that rig was. And Degan blew up first moto.
Yeah, no, bro, it actually, dude, surprisingly, very calm. So, like, they rolled Tomac's bike back. Like, it took him a long time because his bike finally gave out, like, on that far side of the pro section there where you guys go up the hill.
I was right by him, at least. Well, I don't know. So he lapped me, right? And as he lapped me, so this is after the start, you go around the first corner, then you go past the mechanics there, you go left, then you go right, drop down the hill,
Yeah.
turn left and hit that like double thing,
Yep.
and then that real dark, bulgy, deep stuff. So
Yep.
he passed me. I went on the inside and let him double that little roller thing
Yeah.
over to the right of me.
Yeah.
As soon as he landed, I saw a big puff of smoke, and I was like, "Oh shit, dude! Tomac's gonna blow up."
Yeah.
Like, it was a big puff, and then he turns, and I'm behind him, and he's going up for that triple wide open, and I could tell he sensed something in the corner. He turns, going wide open, and it makes another big puff, like probably 50 feet before the start of the face.
Yeah.
And this is already when you're third, fourth gear wide open because you're going to hit that. And I saw it in his, like, I just saw it in his demeanor and his wrist. Like, he backed off immediately, locked up the brakes, and then went right.
Yeah.
He was scared of, like, hitting off the jump.
Yep.
And I was like, no way I just saw that firsthand.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that they told me that he like nursed it along a little bit farther, but I don't think he made it much farther.
Yeah, so he got to the top there, turned, came down, went through that off camber and back up the hill, and then that's where it died, was in that 180
Like, literally
left on the
the
top
furthest
of the hill.
possible point away from the pit.
Yeah. So then I went and stood there and waited for him to come back, and it took a while, and I was like, what the hell? Did it not blow up or something? And then finally, like, Christian and somebody else from Star were pushing it back. And so then I followed him back there, and it was eerily calm, in my opinion. So, like, they get it back there, they put it on the stand, and his mechanic there, Jelly, must have known that it was blowing up because he was already there, and he was like, I don't know what he had on for shoes, but he was like sitting down, putting on his work boots, tying them when the bike is on the stand, like after it gets back. Because usually I've seen it before, like it is all hell breaks loose. You're absolutely correct. Nope, this was eerily calm of like, we're cool, just tying up his work boots and like, all right, getting pumped up, like we're about to do this motor swap, baby. And they did it. And then like the Webb one, I didn't know Webb blew up. And then I was walking back into the pits to film like Degan coming back in because of how bad he did that first moto. I was like, oh man, he's gonna melt down here in the pits, like he's gonna throw helmets and shit. And so as I'm walking back, I'm like turning past the PC rig, and I pass Webb, and I'm like, oh hey man, good luck. And then didn't even cross my mind that he's walking to the start line instead of riding, right? And then I get back there, and they're still wrenching on the bike. And at that point, that was chaos because that was like two of them. And you could tell they're like throwing shit together because you guys were all on the line already. And I was like, oh shit. And then somebody's like, yeah, his bike blew up. And I'm like, holy shit, that's two 450 motors in the first moto. Plus Degan's like, holy shit, this is a problem.
Send the check to Tim Ritchie for tilling the track too deep.
Yeah. So I don't know. What a weird day. Then I go around there changing Faulkner's motor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Faulkner blew up too. They were changing that, so I stood there. I got some videos of that too. And there was somebody else they said blew up. I don't remember. I can't remember. But there was a lot.
Lots of bikes.
Lots of bikes.
Hey, what? Somebody told me that like after the races yesterday, Pleasure didn't even show up for the second moto. What?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Let's see here.
What happened? Do we have any info?
You said Plessinger?
Yeah.
I guess he was coming in kind of sick. They said heat exhaustion or something. What they said on the broadcast.
Yeah,
at least.
he went 6.
Can like half the top 10 go ahead and just sit out for heat exhaustion? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
6 DNS for 12th place. Bro, there are so many dudes that are cooked. Your guy Hammaker is cooked. You should definitely not have a conversation with him at some point in the next week and see like what this autoimmune thing is he's got going on that he isn't really saying anything other than it's an autoimmune, because that's interesting. And then
is that what he says going on?
yeah, he says he's got some autoimmune thing. So he says he's got 4 laps in him. And after the first 4 or 5 laps of the first moto, he is literally just surviving. And he says it's not new. He said he had it in Supercross too, but obviously Supercross a little easier. And when you get the heat, that's
Wow, because he kicked ass in Supercross,
Yeah.
I thought.
yeah,
Man, you know what I bet that is? Which I like, again, I'm speaking fully out of term just from personal experience. I struggle with outdoors more than I do Supercross because my body can't handle it anymore. So ever since I've had the Epstein Barr stuff
yeah,
in like 2020 or 2021,
which he has
like
had also.
literally ever since then,
Yeah,
I can't. Like when I was 18, 19 years old, dude, I would go to the gym. I would do as much cardio as I needed. I'd go ride. Like I could do a lot more. My body would withstand it.
Yep.
Ever since having the Epstein Barr thing, my body puts itself in a hole so much quicker
Yeah.
that I can't overtrain anymore. Like I have to be diligent and listen to my body instead of just be like, oh, I'm just being a pussy. Like I don't feel good, so I'm
Yep.
just going to keep going through. I've done it in the past where I've just tried to keep pushing through like I did before I had the Epstein Barr deal. and a week later I'll be bedridden sick because my body just can't keep up with it.
Yep.
So I'm curious if it's a similar situation where, like, dude, like outdoors is just so much harder on your body that it's just more realistic to train and be good at Supercross, and that outdoors is just, it is another level that if you have any kind of hindrance, I guess, or I don't know what kind of word I'm looking for, but disadvantage when it comes to your actual immune system or say a disease of any kind, because I know some of the riders have had like Lyme disease and stuff like that. It's just, you can't compete in those extreme conditions when you have a disadvantage like that.
Yeah, and
100%.
then Juju cooked himself at Hangtown too, so he's got issues going on. There's a lot of issues going on.
Anderson's struggling pretty bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Still.
Yep.
So did we ever get a 411 on what his situation was through Supercross, or is it more just now we think it's just a mental thing on his part?
No.
He was puking in his helmet at Southwick, I guess, and then this weekend I watched him give up 3 or 4 positions. I mean, he was ripping. He was in 6th, 7th, like well inside the top 10. And then I think Cairoli got to him, and he looked dead. He was going up that triple after the ski jump where you said Tomac, where you saw his bike blow up. He just boner airing off that thing, just sitting on the seat all the way up it, like air wheelie, and then came back around and then just pulled off. Like, it looked like he had nothing to give. So I don't know what he's got going on. Just out there bonering it.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows? It's lot of shit happening.
And then AP, that deal shocked me.
Yeah, that's weird too. Weird.
I didn't even know about it until after the races. I was like, dang.
Yeah, I didn't even know until Cole or somebody said something. Was it you?
Yeah, I just said something like 10 minutes ago, and you're like, what?
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Alden needs to let. I'm telling you, he needs to let AP go to Texas Roadhouse. Have a couple buttered rolls and maybe a steak.
You mean like Brock Tickle?
That's where I'm getting it from, yeah.
Did anybody say anything about Degan's wreck? Or I heard something last night after the races that he had hurt himself when he went down.
Yeah,
he got a Charlie horse.
He did. Like the way it was. So that first tabletop you hit down in the bottom of the valley there. After that right-hander when you come down the hill. So on the inside there, there's that roller. So he just got a little crossed up going up that thing and basically had a little tip over to the inside there in practice. And, like, I've seen a video. It doesn't look bad. The only thing with it is like they said he caught his leg on the handlebar there and gave him a Charlie horse or whatever. So that's basically it.
Because he wrecked pretty hard in the first moto, or one of the motos coming down the hill like 2 corners before that. Right?
Yeah, he cross-rutted on the outside of that off-camber coming down there, after that big uphill triple. He cross-rutted, on the outside and basically high-sided himself right into the berm face first, so that was interesting. So, so he had a rough day yesterday. Like, that second moto was better, but it was rough. He went down, I think, 2 or 3 times in that first moto?
I think 3.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah. So, So, well, I'd love to keep talking to you, Kev, but we got to call Eric here because we got people to talk to here.
That's all right. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support this weekend. Good seeing you guys as always. And let me know if you guys end up coming out to Ironman or when we'll see you next.
Well, Ironman, I won't be there for sure because I have there's a big truck show I'm signed up to have a booth at that weekend. So
there you go.
I'd love to. I'm sad I'm missing Ironman, but because of a different weekend this year is really throwing me off. So hopefully, what we're hopeful on here is that you can score some points here over these next few, get into SMX here, and then we are going to St. Louis.
Okay, there you go. Yep. Hopefully we'll see you guys there then.
Yeah, or maybe even if you don't get in, maybe you come up and just hang out with us for the weekend.
We'll see. Hopefully at least, even if I don't go to the first one, hopefully I'll get the invite for that one.
Yeah, well, Cole will take you to Shark Bar if not, and it'll be a good time.
Shark Bar. Don't go to the Shark Bar, brother.
We're not going. We're just kidding, man. What we're going to do is we're going to have a nice meal Friday night, and then we're going to sit in the hotel room and watch old races and film members-only content for these old races.
Yeah.
There you go.
That would be fun. That would be fun. One last question. watching an old race, what's your go-to? If you're gonna put an old race on YouTube, which one you putting on?
Oh boy, you know what's bad is I couldn't even tell you. Like, I do not have any recollection of old races because I've never gone back and watched any of them.
Oh wow!
Wow.
The only ones I remember, the one I remember is Stewart. Well, I always watch. Stewart was probably my favorite one to watch because when I was a kid, it was either he was facing the dirt or he was winning, so it was exciting to watch him.
Yeah.
So it was the one that he like went fully sideways in the whoops and high sided and knocked himself out at the end of the whoops. I don't know which one that was.
Oh, Chase and Kenny, Anaheim won.
Yeah. I know it wasn't like a Daytona or anything like that. It was more of like an indoor.
He had like the
hard
yellow
back
gear
track.
on with the aqua boots.
Maybe, but yeah, it's the one where he like was damn near 90-degree angle in the whoops, and then he caught like he skipped over like 3 of them, side, boom, and then caught and just got knocked out.
Interesting.
Yep. Anaheim won 2014. I'm a little nerd with it, but I'm pretty sure that's the one you're talking about. Dude, he was good in 14.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, cool, man. Well, thank you again for this weekend. Thank you for coming on. We'll call you next weekend and talk to you about how your Spring Creek goes, okay?
Sounds good, brother.
All right. Later, man. Thank you.
Yep, thanks. Bye.
Love you. Bye. All right. Kevin Moranz, everybody. And now we got to roll right into our next one here because I told him like 6:30-ish, which, you know, for Moto
half hour later.
Dude, I mean, Moto Aftermath show rating, this isn't that bad. In all fairness, that was, I think, before I had confirmed you were coming in, so.
2 hours later.
Oh, my God.
See,
here
there it is.
Okay,
Told you.
Eric, let me explain here. Number one.
Ready for all the excuses.
Like I said, we had Kevin here, and Kev had lots of stories from this weekend. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Number two, about an hour and a half maybe before the show here, all of a sudden, the power goes out. So I'm like, holy shit. I'm like sitting in my garage at my house down the street from the shop where we film. I'm like, holy shit, the power just went out. So then I'm like running down, closing up my house, getting down here to basically figure out, okay, cool, generator, get stuff plugged in. Is everything going to work? Can we run air conditioners on this generator? Okay, now I got to get my parents' generator out for them too because I'm at my parents' house. I need the internet. Well, the internet is in their house and then has a line that comes out here from that. So I'm rocking 2 generators right now to do this show, so I don't want to hear it, all right? You there?
He basically said
He doesn't like us anymore. Oh, fuck. Damn it. He didn't hear my story. Fuck.
I think the internet took a dump, dude.
Did it really?
I don't know.
It says it's going.
Great riveting radio.
I mean, the internet can't take a dump. It says we're still live. Fuck's happening here?
I don't know.
Chat disconnected. Please wait while we reconnect. What the fuck's happening?
Internet, dude.
No way. Oh, fuck.
It's gotta be the internet.
Damn it. All right, now we're working.
Oh, we're solid over there.
Now we're rolling. Yep. Okay, it's back. We're back.
God damn.
So how long did you talk for before realizing I wasn't on the phone anymore?
Well,
Quite a while. Quite a while.
Bro, I was going to ask how much of the story did you not hear?
Well, it hung up at like 6:51, so...
Well, so I was just giving you the background story. So the power went out like an hour and a half before the show here, right? I'm at my house down the road. All of a sudden, I'm like, holy shit, why are there no lights? Then my whole house generator comes on. I'm like, fuck, we're out of power. So I run down here to my parents' house. We're in the shop. I have the studio. So I get my generator out, my old one. I hook it up so that I can run basically the podcast here. And then I'm like, shit, the internet comes from the house. I'm going to have to get their generator out to run the internet at the house. So that's what we were doing. Literally, as soon as we call you, because, of course, I have a metal roof on here that my mom just said it stopped and started again, so maybe that was our problem there for a second. Anyway, that's what happened. The generator apparently shut itself off and then restarted. That's running the internet. So, like, literally, stream went dead. You were gone. Yeah, this is a whole fucking thing. So we'll try this as best we can here, man. I guess if we get cut off, I'll we'll have to figure something out for tomorrow or something. They're like working on the power right now. But anyway, yeah. So that's what I've been
Travis
dealing
also
with.
spilt his drink all over the table.
It's been a show. It's been a show. Like literally right off the rip, we're starting the show. I reach for my drink, spill the fucking thing all over the place. So it's going well.
That's awesome.
We're doing super great. So how's your day going? I haven't talked to you in a long time. I miss you. Like you're my buddy, and we haven't been speaking.
I know.
He said, "Love you,
I know.
miss you."
Things have been busy for me. I've been all over the place the last few weekends. So
That's good. That's good.
Haven't been able to make it on.
How's the new drop
I haven't
going?
even been able to watch the races until this weekend, really.
Well, that's okay. It happens, dude. I tell you what, being at the race yesterday when I left and I was dying and it was sweating and it was just everything. It was so hot. I was like, you know what? I really need to sign Supercross only deals.
Yeah.
Really fun. I spent all weekend telling Justin that outdoors was fucking stupid and he's an idiot. So
Don't tell Justin that. He's core.
Oh, I did. Don't worry. I told him that a lot. He
was butthurt.
Oh yeah, dude. He was as butthurt as he hurts butts. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So, okay. So the new drop of gear has happened, right? Our 2025 and a half factory edition, whatever the fuck you want to call it, gear. Is that?
I'm just calling it our summer line.
Okay. And how's
There's
that been going?
Lighter colors, so you're not wearing all black baking in the sun.
This is true. Great idea. I put my order in. Haven't seen it yet, but I put my order in.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yeah, dude. I commented on the post. I told
Hang
you.
on. I've been out of the loop. I've been out of the loop a little bit as well. Did Travis ever get his graphics done?
Yeah.
For the pit bike that he was supposed to do.
He sent me pictures of it. It looks sick.
Yeah, dude.
So you did finally get that taken care of.
Yeah, kids' bike's done. Pictures, videos, looks sick, dude.
Wow, about time.
And not fucking like, oh, hey, with all the shit that's in my garage background either. I took quality
he rolled it
photos
outside.
Wow.
in front of the cornfield, dude, because
Wow.
we're country hicks over here. And yeah, bro, got sick angles, all sorts of them. I mean,
Portrait mode, the whole deal.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Blurry backgrounds, the whole 9 yards, dude. And not just like a full side pick either, like all sorts. Dude, I sent him lots of shit.
Yeah.
We're good.
Wow. Okay.
It was. I was impressed.
This is what
Well-
happens when you work with a content creator, okay?
I'm happy to hear that this finally got done.
Dude.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you some of the new stuff and create some content for us.
Well, I will
Yeah,
tell
maybe you can pose on said pit bike.
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my bike done, but then the next thing he's gonna yell at me about is that I don't have adept graphics on my bike either. So that's gonna be our next issue. But so that's gonna be our next thing. But anyway, no, I'm getting my wheels back this week, which they've been done. Shout out Flo Racing. They were swapping tires for me because I don't like doing tires, and I just haven't picked them up. And then I'm gonna start riding finally for the year.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
Hey, speaking of content
No
creating,
time to start like in July.
dude, I don't want to hear it, man.
Yeah,
You talk about busy. I'm right there with you, and there's been a lot. It's been a long last week and a half for me. All right.
I want to test out some.
I get it. I get it.
Got some Pro Taper tires. $79.99 retail tires.
Eric, do you know
I'm gonna
anybody
try
that's
'em
used,
out.
you know anybody that's used these Pro Taper tires yet?
Wait, Pro Taper makes tires?
Exactly.
What?
Yep.
I've
got a
never heard
set.
of that.
I've got a
So,
set.
No.
Well,
Looks like you're gonna have to learn how to change some tires there, Travis, and we can do some some testicling.
No, we're gonna call Scott at ProFlow, and he'll change them over for us.
Okay.
I'm out on changing tires.
But
Fuck
I am
that.
really curious to try them out because they're cheap. They look very Dunlopish as far as the pattern goes. Obviously, the compound's probably different, but
Well, me and Justin
Hey.
got big bets on they're going to be very Hoosier-ish. They're going to be
Probably.
like 2 rides and you're good. Spec tire status.
But the Hoosier tire is also very expensive and works really, really well for those 3 rides.
Yeah.
I'm expecting this Pro Taper tire, and we'll see. I'm expecting it to work like shit and last 2 rides.
Not high expectations. So,
What about you, Eric? How do you think a Pro Taper tire is going to do? Oh, we lost
Did
him
we
again?
lose him again? No way. No, the internet's still working. Dude, how do we just fucking lose him? What the fuck? I don't understand what's happening.
I don't know. We're just going to have to cut him loose.
I don't get what's happening. We have internet. I'm so confused now.
I don't know what we do.
This is fucking Bush League today. What the fuck? Oh, whoops. Let's try this again.
No, I don't think internet's working because I'm dead on the phone over here again.
Fuck, now it's red lighting again. What the fuck? This is such bullshit, dude. Jesus Christ.
Tell Eric we got to clip him loose. And then we're just not even going to put him in
I mean,
the
I
show
can't
here.
even clip him. All right. We'll just
keep rolling.
I'll call him tomorrow. We'll put Eric in at the end. I'll make time tomorrow to call him. All right, well, we tried to get Eric with Alias MX there. That didn't fucking work.
We had a little bit of Pro Taper tire talk.
And then here we are, which he's real sad because he actually watched the race this weekend. He was very excited to come on.
Oh, why was he going to?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll try. Maybe we'll try
about his boy.
Maybe we'll
what?
try. Maybe we'll try calling him here again in a little bit. We'll see if the internet.
Well,
comes
let's
back.
get on with
Yeah, let's get
Our
on with
race
this. All right.
recap.
So, pro.
You're gonna cut all that shit show out or what?
I'll cut a lot of it out until we call him back the second time. There.
Wow.
What a fucking joke. What an idiot. That's fucking. This shit sucks. This is stupid. Anyway, all right. 450 race recap brought to you by Friends at Gutter Works. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. All right, dude. Jett goes 1-1. He answered all the questions. The question for a long time: Can he come through the pack?
Yeah.
Bro, that second moto was freaking insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the start. I was like, holy crap, he's buried. That first off, I was in the twilight zone seeing that start because you got Prado and Cody Schock and Valentin Guillot and I don't remember who else up front. And I'm just like, where
are all the big boys?
Everybody else?
Well, I saw Prado out front and was like, here's his chance.
Yep.
Here's his chance to back up all the shit he's been talking.
Yep. And then bingo bango. What happens? Hard fade, but we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. So, but dude, I was watching Jett go through people going, what the fuck?
Oh, dude, yeah.
When he passed Hunter, he jumped down that hill. Like, Hunter crested the hill, starts coasting. Jett, full gas off the top of that hill, and just dive bombing it. And I'm going, what? Like, I haven't seen that since we've had Beast Mode Tomac, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I mean, the pass around the outside with Cooper.
Yep.
For the lead.
Uh-huh.
Man, and I don't know if it's bike setup or just having the balls to hold the gas on or whatever, but the drive he had going up the Monza wall really, really stood out to me.
Uh-huh.
Because I could see the back side of that, and he was just eating guys up there.
Dude, it's just the thing. We've started to see it recently, especially this year, because there have been, like, Tomac's been there, you know, but it's like, oh, I need to go faster? Okay, cool, we'll go faster. No problem. Like, he doesn't go faster if he doesn't have to, but, and I said after Southwick, I was like, look, if he comes out this week and does what he did at Southwick last week, then I'm going, everybody's fucked.
Well, I'm there.
He didn't exactly do that, but everybody's fucked.
Yeah, I'm there. I mean, who's second in points now with Tomac having his issues?
I don't know. I can't check because, like, I'm lucky I have the 450 results pulled up right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, leave those up. But, yeah, like that first moto, like, I was very surprised to see him saw Hunter's front end off like that going down the ski jump there. And Hunter was visibly pretty pissed about it, looked like.
Yeah, I don't think he was super duper happy about it.
I wouldn't have been either. That's a pretty high-end area to do that. But when he decided he was going, he went. And he was gone.
Yep.
Dropped him.
Yep.
Dude, demoralizing. He is. And that the second moto, dude.
And I feel bad for everybody who's not a fan. Because, like, I'm a fan, so for me, I'm like, this is great.
Well, so here's the thing, and I haven't been on the show a while to make this point. Am I muted still?
No, you're good.
Oh,
That's the other one.
I was like, oh, you probably muted me, and we're really screwing things up today.
Wait, what would be new?
But yeah. It just seems like he has a whole different demeanor and kind of back to that old fun Jett that we had.
Yeah.
Ever since Myrtle's been gone.
Well, not even since
I think
Myrtle's
there's correlation
been gone.
there.
not even since Myrtle's been gone, but it's since he's come back.
Since Myrtle's been gone.
You think he was that way at the beginning of Supercross too? Because that was when it happened.
I think so.
And I felt like...
I think he was starting to come around.
Beginning of Supercross, it was bad, and then he got hurt right after the whole situation happened.
I don't know.
I think this is recent since he's come back for outdoors.
Yeah, either way, I don't know what it is or what's changed, but I'm back to liking the kid. Because before, I don't know what it was about him, but it was just getting kind of like...
Did you watch the press conference yesterday?
I didn't.
I haven't either.
No.
But like
Any
last
good
week where he
nuggets
was
in there? Last one's good.
Last one, like he was eating the corn dog.
Well, yeah, the corn dog thing, like throwing shade at Degan with the watch with the tongue out. That shit was hilarious.
Bro.
I watched that over and over again.
It's so good. And look, I'm going to get the clicks here because I'm going to cut this here. Degan's got nothing for him either. Zero
Jett?
chance.
Yeah.
Zero chance.
I don't think Degan
All the
will touch
Degan,
Jett.
all the Degan people on the internet can fight me. He doesn't have any chance.
No. Especially in Supercross. Mm-hmm. Especially in Supercross.
Dude, even both. He's got nothing for him outdoors either.
Yeah.
He may beat Jett if Jett crashes. That's it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Like, I'm done with this argument too. And I know it's going to come in the comments here because we've been having it, but like watching what happened to Degan this weekend, and I know he kind of got a little stinger to the leg, but
Jett Lawrence gets a stinger to the leg like that, he's still going to go out and go 1-1.
he still wins.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched this last year. Outside of when he literally obliterated himself at Hangtown, which then he still came back to second moto and got, 6th or something like that? Like, bro, there's just no question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Y'all can be all as excited as you want to, and maybe he's going to be the second place dude. Maybe it's going to be a hell of a war between him and Hunter.
Yeah, that would be fun.
But he doesn't have anything for Jett.
No, I agree.
Period.
I
Full
don't-
stop. End of discussion. And especially outdoors. Especially out. None of these guys do.
Yeah. So I think there was a little bit of a sliver of hope in that second moto, though. And what did Sexton get overall before we segue into Sexton?
Sexton was 5-4.
For like 4th or something?
5th.
Okay. Well,
No. Sexton's in mid-season form already.
well, I don't know.
We'll get to him. I have thoughts about this too. We'll get to
Well,
him.
like
I have
that
thoughts about
second
this.
moto, though, Jett towed him all the way through the pack.
I watched, and I
Yeah.
literally made comments, and to be honest, I haven't even posted my reaction show, which I filmed last night, which I need to. He was trying to go with Jett, and he could
was, but he was
maintain
just a little tick off.
a gap, like with a distant gap, and then just finally fell apart, but fell apart relatively. He tipped over, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, none of these guys have anything for him. It's going to be a long time here.
I think so.
When Jett retires, then we'll see what happens. But
Well, I don't think he's going to get bored anymore because I think he's going to get so much satisfaction from kicking the shit out of Degan.
oh yeah,
It's gonna be great.
Yep. So
Yeah, Jett. I don't know what else to say other than like now, like after seeing some of this stuff lately.
that second moto was the final nail in the coffin for me of just like, yep. Even with a bad start, he's like, fuck you guys. We want to go faster? I'll go faster. No problem.
He's the man.
I mean, bro, he was making up. Like, there was a point I watched him come over the ski jump when he was probably like 5th or 6th. And I was like, oof, man, that is a lot of gap to make up there to whoever was leading it, Justin Cooper and Hunter or whatever, first and second. And then, like, he comes around the next lap and he's passing whoever it was,
Passed all three of those
Chase
guys.
or whatever, in 3rd. And I'm like, oh shit!
Yeah,
like that.
one lap.
Yeah, because I was down there in the pits where we were watching there, the bottom of the ski jump or whatever, and so all I could see was there. And when he came around that next lap and literally is passing Chase, I think he passed him jumping down the ski jump. I went, oh, never mind. He's going right to the front, and we'll see y'all later. And then it's like he would pass him, and by the time he got around to the triple, it's like now he's within a second and a half of Hunter, and I'm just like, wait, what? I mean, dude, it was
he
insane.
went around every guy that he got to, like they were standing still.
Yep.
Yep.
So, speaking of Hunter, goes 2-3 for second. And, man, dude.
I'm back to the, if Jett wasn't there,
Yeah.
Hunter Lawrence is the man.
Kevin Windham 2.0 here. Like,
I don't know, man. It's pretty incredible what both those guys are doing.
yeah.
And Honda 1-2, El Presidente there. We'll get into the 250 class. Shimoda stepping up.
Yep.
Like, God, hell of a day for Honda.
Hell of a day for Honda. So,
But yeah, I mean, nothing flashy out of Hunter Lawrence. He's just
nope.
grinding.
Yep.
Just there.
Yep.
But to your point about Degan and Hunter ain't gonna take no shit.
No.
Whereas
No,
Jett, I
no,
think,
no.
will be a little more. Hunter will clean his shit.
Yeah, well, and there's already a presence between Hunter and Degan from the 250 days.
250,
So
yeah.
so that's sizing up to be great.
Can't wait.
Me neither. Justin Cooper goes 4-2 for third.
Thought he was maybe gonna pull off a Moto win.
Yeah, I did too. Because I tell you what, I didn't think Jett was going to make up that much. As big of a Jett homer as y'all say I am, I was watching that going, nope, no, man, that's far. That's really far. You know what? It wasn't.
No.
Two laps later, he's passing him, and I'm going, what the hell?
Dude, yeah, and like whatever. Solid day for Cooper though.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Awesome day for him.
RJ yanked a star first moto, second moto. Which one?
Yeah. I was banking on him being good for at Redbud. Remember that 250 ride where he fell like 8 times and
Still won. Yeah. It went 3-6 for fourth, man. That was good.
Dude, he's been impressive.
Yeah.
He's been good.
Yep. I'm really sad he didn't tell you actually charge you $100 for taking a picture of his bike on Friday.
He was so caught off guard. He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I know. And I was telling Eric earlier when I was texting him, I was like, saw your boy this weekend. Didn't talk to him. He's like, why not? I was like, dude, I don't know. I have this weird...
He probably has no idea who we are.
I have no idea about that. But I was like, dude, I have such a weird thing of like, I almost idolize these guys because they are pro athletes of my favorite sport. But yet I'm trying to maintain a professional thing. But then it's that weird situation too of like, I know everything about you. You don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
So he's like, just talk to him like it's normal. I'm like, it's not fucking normal for me. Like, it's normal for you because you've been around these guys.
It's like talking
for
to
so
a hot
long.
chick, dude. I can't do it.
Yeah, I know. It's super weird for me, too. And it's like, yes, I have enough knowledge to be able to talk to them, but God, it is such a weird dilemma for me. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I should have, because I should have just been like, hey, we have a mutual friend, brought up Eric. Everything would have been smooth.
Should have been like, hey, we got a mutual friend that has told some
Stories about you.
Yeah.
So all right. Okay. So here we go. This'll. We got the next two. Will take a couple minutes here. Sexton goes 5-4 for fifth.
So the first moto, I was like,
He said he felt like a fish out of water.
dude, I'm telling.
He said he felt like he hadn't raced in a year, even though it's only been a month. Also said in his interview with Lewis Phillips that, you know, I don't understand why people are all upset about me. I mean, I understand that fans want to see me race, yada, 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 but, like, you know, it's health stuff. It's private. I don't ask you for your health records.
But you're a professional athlete.
You're fucking holster code reload rant. You're fucking professional athlete, bro, in a sport that has gambling also. So guess what? You don't get that privacy. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the. There's pros and cons to everything, right? And that's the con of being a professional athlete.
Bingo. You don't want that. You don't want this shit out there. And number one, I know why you don't want it, bro. I know why you don't want it. Because there wasn't anything wrong. Here's what's wrong. You raced a whole bunch of races in a row, and you went to whatever Paula, and were like, holy shit, I'm not ready,
and I'm cooked, and
I don't want to fucking do it. And then what happens when you say that? When you're honest and you say, look, I just didn't want to fucking race. Like, number one,
everybody crucifies you.
You said it to KTM. I've heard the stories here. You and KTM had a fucking blowout because you were like, dude, I'm cooked. I don't want to fucking race right now. And KTM came back and was like, this is bullshit, so you're just going to sit out and get healthy for your new fucking team next year? And you guys had at it, and then you did it anyway. And, of course, they're not going to come because they also want to maintain.
Where did you hear all this at?
I've heard it
This
through
like
a few
some off-the-record
things.
stuff, or you heard it on a podcast?
I've heard it
some
through a
sort?
couple different things. The blowout thing I heard from somebody, that it was a big blowout. I don't remember who, though. But, yeah, big-ass blowout at Paula when he was basically like, yeah, I'm not racing. And then I think somebody else, or maybe I read it somewhere, they were like, yeah, dude, or they were pissed because they were like, oh, you're just getting ready to go ride your Kawasaki? So, like, yeah, dude. So, and again, yes, I know why you don't want to say it. Because you say that, yes, the fans are going to crucify you. Mm-hmm. Like, you're a professional athlete who gets paid millions and millions of dollars to race your fucking motorcycle. So, and like, I mean,
I think a lot of he would probably gain a lot of fans for just being honest too, you know.
Yeah, but they're still not gonna. Most people aren't gonna accept that. Like, you and I are gonna accept that because we're gonna be like, well, he was honest about it, and like, I get it. This is a lot of racing, but most average fans are not going to get that. And I struggle with it too, dude, because I'm like, look, you get paid a shitload of money to do this. I don't get to just call my boss and be like, hey, I'm not fucking working for the next 4 weeks. Like, no way. Zero chance. Doesn't fucking happen. We get time off. Well, I mean, I set my seat. Whatever.
He must have his PTO must have accrued up enough to get a couple weeks out. So
you get time off. Couple weeks, 3 weeks. What?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it accrues each
something
time.
So you get time off. Yes. But at the same time, too, if you call your boss, even if you accrue a month and tell your boss, hey, for the next month I'm not working, how's that conversation going to go?
Don't go great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, the only thing they're trying to do is save public face also because in reality, a normal person like yourself does that, you're fired.
Right. 100%.
Sorry, you're fired. Yep. You can get to a couple of weeks, but after that, you're fired.
Yep.
So to take 4 weeks off, sorry, it's not how this works.
Mm-hmm.
And then then he said he felt like a fish out of water. And then the second moto was a lot better, a lot better.
Yeah,
but,
like he could it felt like he kind of went with Jett, and that's why I saw like a little sliver of hope where
he doesn't.
If he was in,
I would say that if he went and didn't have any issues, but he still had tip over, still doing Chase Sexton shit.
But he felt like a fish out of water. What if he was 3-4 rounds in?
He said he felt better second moto, but
I don't know. Yeah, Jett's his kryptonite for sure.
100%. Well, actually, Sexton's his own kryptonite. So, but. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's what a weird thing.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me how like that bike looks good. Like it looks like it handles well.
Yeah.
So
well, but did you watch any of the broadcasts?
A little. I guess I didn't watch hard enough.
They were saying in the first moto there, Stu was saying that bike looks slow. He says, I know it. He kept saying, well, I know it's not slow. And I'm thinking, so you've rode Malcolm's bike and you know that it's not slow. But the way Chase was riding it was slow. So Stu was convinced that he was either riding in the wrong gear.
Oh, I guess I heard that. Where it sounded like he was just lugging it.
Yeah, he had his gearing wrong or something. Like, it was, I don't know. What a weird thing.
God, Stu does not cut Chase any slack.
No, he doesn't. There is definitely that thing there. So, okay. And now from one head case to another here. Prado goes 7-5 for sixth. I am a 4-time world champion. Do you really think I don't have the speed to win? Yeah, I'm starting to, dude. I'm really starting to. Because you hole shotted that second moto and then faded hard.
It got to a point where I just don't think he can run that intensity for that long. He's out of shape.
Yeah.
I don't think he. Yeah. I mean, once he gets maybe in American race shape,
the power's back on.
If that makes sense, American race shape.
Yeah.
Dude, I still think he's second, third, fourth.
Yeah, I think so too. So,
but that bike looked fast. Whatever you want to say about that bike, he had Justin Cooper right there next to him, and that bike was pulling that Yamaha just fine.
That bike isn't that slow that if you can ride well and you start like that
it was
you
pulling.
You could not.
It was visibly pulling. Mm-hmm. You could see it.
Yep. So again, this is a you thing, brother.
Yeah, but he definitely did. I will say he did look a little more comfortable, where he was going into corners and kind of preloading the bumps and kind of starting to ride. You know
he has a weird riding style. Like,
it is weird.
I was watching him a little bit last week at Southwick there, and I was just like, man, that is.
Yeah, I'm not
different.
Really a GP homer, so I'm not really used to him.
No,
but
yeah. So, like I said, I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, this is no longer the bike. This is something with you. And I don't know if it's confidence that you're lacking now, even though you say you're not or whatever, but there is something with you that's the issue.
Yeah.
So
I would agree with that.
Figure it out and quit blaming the bike because, and especially, like I said, with that whole shot yesterday and everything, like the bike has
been in the top 3 or 4 and starts pretty much all year.
Yeah, and even and especially, I'll even give you especially recently.
Yeah,
and it's like, and yet you're fading back to 6th, 7th place. So that's a you thing. Look, man.
Yeah, a lot of people want to point to, the bike isn't handling well, and it's like wearing him out.
To be honest, I'd love to put you back on your GP bike and watch Jett just spank your ass all over the place so we don't have an excuse anymore.
Yeah.
Because I believe over here, even on your GP bike, I think Jett just spanks the living shit out of you. And then what are you going to say?
Yeah.
There's nothing to say at that point. I know it's all speculative and we'll never get to see it, but I'm here to tell you, I don't think he has anything. I don't think he has anything for Jett. What happened to Des Nations last year?
I mean, everybody talks about how great he is and stuff, but every Des Nations, I don't remember him ever really running great.
That's what I was trying to decide. Like, did he beat Jett last year? I don't remember. I'll have to look it up.
I'll have to go back and look at some.
I'm gonna go
stuff.
reset the internet here after we get done with 450s.
Yeah, we'll take a little break here.
Yeah, and then I'll
just text Eric and to be like, yo.
Well, I mean, I will, but I have to go replug the thing inside to the actual wall outlet so that it gets fired up. So maybe after halftime, we'll try calling Eric.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, that's the Prado saga.
Yep. All right. Moving on. Barsha goes 8-9 for 7th. Looked good.
That's pretty
Barsha
good for
things.
just kind of dropping in.
Yeah, for just dropping in and like farewell tour here with the Gas Boys. So, and he's openly admitting it's a farewell tour here. So I guess we'll see where we get to.
Signed, sealed, and delivered somewhere else.
I heard he's not. There's a lot of weird shit still going on with silly season. A lot of weird stuff. So, Stu goes 11-10 for 8. 11-10 for 8th.
That's a weird one.
That's a really weird one.
Shout out Stu as well. Running the Aiden Zing number in practice and on press day.
Yeah,
39 with Zing on the jersey. I thought that was a cool gesture.
Yep, really, really, really cool in my opinion.
Also,
okay,
TikTok. Okay. Somehow, and it's funny seeing this side of Mookie.
Okay,
and it was his girlfriend or whatever. I don't know if it's fiance, girlfriend, whatever, on TikTok, posting videos or whatever. So I click on it and I'm like, let's see what else we got a Mookie. And one of them was like, when you're this comfortable with your spouse or something, and it was Mookie in the bathroom just taking a fat shit while she was doing her hair.
That's awesome.
And it was hilarious.
That's awesome. Hey, by the way, Jett won the open class last year, and Jett won the combined.
Yeah, he won
he won everything at Des Nations. So I don't think Prado beat him.
No, he didn't. But give me Prado's result.
So in open here, Jett went 1-2 in his motos. Where's Prado? Prado wasn't.
And then give me Prado at Redbud the year prior.
Well, hold on here. Let me. Let's see here. Full results. Prado went 4-14. So he has literally never beat Jett. And he raced the GP class instead of the open class. And he went 4-14.
So give me Redbud maybe year before or whatever.
MXON. Let's see here. 20. Was Redbud 23 or 22? 22, wasn't it?
I think it was 22. Where was MXDN in 23? God, I suck at this.
I don't know. MXGP results overall. Prado goes 6-7 in MXGP in 22, and Open Jett goes 1-2.
Yeah, like everybody talks about him. Even like some of the MXLN appearances, I haven't been super impressed with. But
no, he's like I say, he's never beat Jett. I don't think he could. To be honest, I don't think he could.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's that. Who we got after?
Anyway, sorry. The internet's back up, so I was.
Yeah, we're surfing.
Yeah, so we're surfing now. Webb goes 15-8 for 9th. Nursed that home there at the end of that first moto with that motor blowing up.
So I don't think anybody. Like, I had eyes on Webb. Like, he was grinding in that first moto because he came around like dead last. I think he went down in the first turn or whatever.
Yeah.
And dude. Like, he was hauling ass to get back to the top 10, and that really sucks that his bike did that. But
yep. But top 10 overall.
Solid day for Webb.
Yeah.
He's been
just happy to be there.
He hasn't been elite Webb.
Yeah.
But he's been solid.
He's there, just there with the family hanging out. We'll get to that story here. We'll get to that story.
Yeah, I really want to bring that up. That was cool that we got to witness.
Harry Koulas goes 12-11 for 10th.
Solid.
Benoit Paturel, 14-12 for 11th.
We're in the GP section now?
Yeah, we're in the GP results.
Who's next, Gilliard?
No, actually. AP goes 6 DNS for 12.
Yeah, see, like that, I think I sent it in the group chat last week when he was at Southwick just kind of rolling around. Like, what the hell is wrong with AP? You're supposed to be on this gnarly training program and be one of the fittest guys in the world. Why are you looking like you're dead?
Needs a steak.
He needs a steak.
Get that
Eldon,
Give
AP a steak. You know what AP needs? He needs a good all-American fucking cheeseburger.
There we go.
AP burgers. Remember Bubba Burger back then?
Yeah, there you go.
We're bringing AP Burger out.
There we go. Let's do it. Let's start a company. Tomac goes 34-7 for 13th because Bike let go that first moto and then just nothing that second moto.
I think at this point he's over it. He's kind of over it, I think.
I think not great.
I think he's ready for the next
bike
chapter.
Yeah, probably. Cairoli. Okay, so here we go. We can talk about this Ducati here. Shows up, goes 9:39 for 14th. Oh, I forgot. His bike blew up too. Second moto.
It didn't blow up. They said electrical.
It blew up second moto.
Okay. And
that's what happens when you break a bike in on the weekend.
So why are you so confident that it blew up?
It blew up.
How do you know?
It blew up.
How do you know?
It blew up.
How do you know?
It blew up.
Okay. Whatever.
It blew up.
It doesn't pass the sniff test.
Nope, that's not it. It blew up.
Okay. Well, whatever.
Anyway, dude, that was okay. The whole Ducati thing here is such a weird thing for me.
Yeah.
Because we all thought Ducati would come in, big grand opening, big team, big money, big everything, and then they have a Sprinter van and the box truck from Factory Connection with a bike literally out of the crate to like show up for their first national with a 9-time champion.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
It was cool.
I think it's cool as hell. The way, like,
yeah,
that's the Ricky Carmichael of Europe, if you want to go that direction.
Yep.
And, dude, in a box van.
Oh, yeah.
With stock suspension,
with Factory Connection stuff, just testing and, like, in practice, just not doing nothing, and then it just puts it in the show, like.
39 years old, 9th place.
Yeah.
That's respectable as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in that second moto, he was in the mix.
I thought he was going to get Prado that second moto, to be honest with
Prado
you.
would have been so
And I was like, oh, man, no way he's going to get Prado here.
That would have been great.
Dude, I was waiting for it because I was going to be like, dude, Prado is the most overrated MXGP champion ever. But I won't.
Wow, those are critical words there.
Dude, if 39-year-old Cairoli shows up on a completely stock, essentially, there were a few parts, nothing crazy, nothing factory Desmo, a completely stock out the box Ducati at a national when he hasn't really been racing races and beats you. I mean, the look to me is bad anyway because he went 9th in that first moto and Jorge went 7th. So you're 2 spots better as the reigning world champion.
Yeah, and this guy's on a new bike as well.
With no testing, new bike, out the crate, factory suspension, just revalved and shimmed and whatever the fuck from Factory Connection. And he's only 2 spots behind. Bruh.
Cairoli's a dog, dude. Ciao.
Great people, too.
Ciao.
I don't know if you were around when Mike Hallman was around. Shout out Holster Co.
Did you say Holman?
Holloman.
It's Hollum.
Whatever, dude.
You disrespectful fuck.
Fucking Mike.
He's been sponsoring the show for how long?
Yeah,
and
I know.
You just butchered his last
name. I have his
name
name wrong on my phone, too. It's fine. It's no big deal.
Mike.
I know. It's fine.
Pull the
He's
funding,
cool.
brother.
It's cool. He's fine. Anyway, said he was walking by yesterday. Lewis Phillips was talking to Jill. He was like, hey, sorry to interrupt. Can I get a picture with you and you? Like, and can you take this one and then you take this one? Said they were both super cool with him. Mm-hmm. Nicest people ever. Like, had a picture with Jill, had a picture with Lewis, and, like, went about his day. And they each took the picture for him, like, and everything. I was like, dude, that's super cool. So, yeah. And, I mean, it was super cool to see. I think I stumbled across Jill's Instagram today when I was scrolling or something. Came up, like, you know, people you may know or something. And her pictures from this weekend. And, like, her and the kid and Tony there just hanging out. And then the best part is, like, Friday after press, man, he's just hanging out there after eating a fucking sandwich, dude. Like a sandwich.
And nobody.
White bread.
And it's crazy that he's far enough removed from, like, the industry, sport, whatever, where people don't realize who he is.
There were people around, but there was not that many.
No.
I mean, and literally, like, Friday, which Friday it's like, you can't have that many people. It was like me, and Michael Lindsay were standing there, and that's because Michael was shooting for Ducati this weekend. So it was like we got the first startup videos and things like that. It was really cool. So. And yeah, like super low key. Like even yesterday, every time I was in the pits walking around, I would like look because Kev was kind of down there by him, and it was like, yeah, there was people, but it wasn't, it's not Degan status or whatever. And it's like, dude, that's
AP's
crazy.
line I think was almost longer than Degan's this weekend.
Was it? That doesn't surprise me either. So
and the Dunge was there.
The Dunge was there. I saw him taking pictures
Forgot
of people
my
in the
fucking
morning.
Wheaties box, that bastard.
Anyway, moving on. Anderson goes 10:35 for 15th.
Yeah, so I guess you can't call that he was playing possum in Supercross because there's definitely something wrong.
Yeah,
definitely something wrong.
Although the Supercross thing, dude, like I said, I heard it was something with his daughter, and I don't know beyond that, but I heard it was, and I heard that was legit.
I heard some stuff like that too, but there's also
something with him.
There's also something with him. You don't just like that dude. I've seen grind.
Yeah. So and everyone you hear talk to him who's been around him is like, dude, he does not shy away from
and
putting
he don't
the
give
work
up.
in. Yeah, so
he don't ever give up.
So I don't know, man. Michigan's own Mitchell Harrison goes 19:14 for 16th.
That's actually a really solid ride.
Yeah,
that's
too
like
bad
the first
Justin
privateer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, yeah, shout out Mitchell Harrison.
No, Harry Koulas.
Whatever. Shout out Mitchell Harrison. That's pretty impressive.
Romaine Pope, 18:16 for 17th. Henry Miller, 37:13 for 18th.
Henry Miller.
Shout out Cody Schock for that whole shot second moto, 13:36. I don't know what happened there for 19th overall. And 20th overall, Lorenzo Lacrucio goes 22:15 for 20th.
Any other notables in there?
So Savacci goes 16:40 for 21st.
Rough
also
day.
blew his bike up in that second moto. That's why that 40th.
Well, he was down in the first corner too.
Yes, he was down, but then it also blew up.
You know why?
Why?
Because Rusty went over there and got a jersey signed by him.
Well, that explains everything.
Yep.
Fucking Rusty, dude. Michigan's own Marshall Welton goes 26:17 for 22nd.
Ooh, that 17-second moto. Yeah, because Marsh was down first lap, I think, in that first moto.
Yep. And then the last notable here, Joey Crown. Well, actually, okay, we got two more here. Or a few, actually. So shout out Kevin Moranz, goes 33:27 for 33rd. Joey Crown goes 31:30 for 34th. And then, bro, you want to talk about Colt Nichols?
What was this deal?
29:34 for 37th. I don't know what his deal is. It's not good, though. This is fucking terrible.
I don't know what he had going on.
I don't know, dude. He's had a lot of really not good results here. Not an outdoor guy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right.
It's a bummer because he's a good dude.
Yeah, let's try calling Eric here again. Let's see if this works this time because I think we're back on regular power here. So we'll see if we can get him here.
Yeah. Tell him he can tell us to fuck off if he wants.
Dude,
Bro,
you can tell us to fuck off.
You're
if
never
you want.
gonna believe this. Literally, like we said, Cole's asking you or telling something about Pro Taper tires, and then literally you don't respond. We look over and we're like, "Fuck, the internet's out again." So we're like, "Screw it. I'll call him tomorrow. I'll figure something out." And then we're sitting here and I'm like, "Oh look, the power came back on." So the internet came back up. We were doing our 450 recap, and I was like, "Screw it. We'll try to call him here and see if he answers." So if you got time, we'll talk to you. If you don't, I understand, and you and I can figure something out tomorrow or whatever. It's not a big deal. So
yeah, we can talk it for a little bit.
okay, cool. All right, what did you notice from the race? Because I know you were very excited that you had actually gotten to watch the races this weekend. So tell us. Okay, let's start with 450s because we just went over that. Let's start.
Okay.
Let's start with Jett. Everybody's fucked, right? Like zero chances. Like just pack it up and go home, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would go that far because I still think at some point Tomac is going to get it together. Like at some point, I think it'll come together for a moto or a day. I really do think it will.
You have a lot more faith than me.
And I think I liked what I saw from Chase because it looked like once Jett passed him in that second moto, he kind of like tagged along for the ride.
He did try
stayed
to go with him.
pretty close until Cooper was like the world's biggest roadblock for those 2 laps and allowed Jett to get away, and then Chase was just pushing to try and reel it back in.
Oh, hold on. The Chase fan club over here is going to blame Justin Cooper and not the fact that Chase is in mid-season form and tipped over all by himself in a corner.
What? He hasn't raced in 5 weeks.
I know. Dude, trust me. I listened to his interview with Lewis Phillips. He said he felt like he hadn't raced in a year. He felt like a fish out of water. I will say, okay, so interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that was clear as day because normally when he gets a bad start, he's into the top 3 by like the second lap.
Yeah.
Every time. And this weekend he like got to like 9th and then just kind of stayed there for a couple laps. And I was like, what are you doing, buddy? You got to go.
I'll be honest, I kind of think he's on that same level like Cole was just talking about with Tomac, where he's kind of over it with this team. Because, and this is a real weird thing to me.
Ready for the next chapter.
Well, Lewis Phillips brought up Desnations.
Mm-hmm.
And Chase basically was, without just saying it out loud, was basically like, well, I'm not going to go unless Kawasaki tells me I can go. Like, he didn't say those words, but it was kind of like, it was very stringent of, I don't really know, man. I don't really know, man. And, like, you could read between the lines real aggressively of, like, oh, no, this is like, hey, bro, as soon as that last SMX race is done, I am packing my shit up and getting the fuck out of KTM's truck. So, like, because there's been a lot of talk.
Doesn't surprise me.
There's been a lot of talk of, like, well, KTM supports the race a lot, and there's a high probability they would let, especially because it's in the U.S., they would let him ride 2 weeks later, whatever it is, on the KTM. Same thing with Tomac with leaving Star. They're like, dude, it's in the U.S. Star will allow that to happen if he wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know.
And just put all the political bullshit aside and just do it for the country kind of thing. But obviously, like,
oh no,
tension.
That's not what he sounded like at all. That was it. Trust me, I was actually quite shocked because for a Des Nations that again is at your essentially home track, your second home track, whatever you want to call it. He was very much like, I don't know if it's happening, man. And I'm like, oh, I can put these leaves together here, these puzzle pieces, and see what's happening. You're basically like, look, if Kawasaki says I can go, I will go ride that Kawasaki, even though I don't have any time
Kawasaki
on it.
never supports that race.
Yeah.
I heard Kawasaki was going to support it this year because it's in the U.S.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I heard when it's in the U.S., they're good. But
well, they're saying that this year because, well, I guess Prado would probably go, right?
Well, that was an interesting conversation me and Justin had, too. And that's the second person in this thing, in the 450 class I'm going to ask you about here, Eric, is the Prado situation. Because, yeah, Kawasaki does not support that race outside the U.S. So Prado can ride this year. But beyond that, like for the next 2 at least, when he's with Kawasaki, unless he cuts bait early, like he can't go do it. They will not send him. But, Eric, thoughts on Prado here?
Bike or body?
Bike or body?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I have not rode a Kawasaki 450, but from everybody that I've talked to that has, they say it's dog shit slow. So it does make sense that he's saying, you know, the bike is not as aggressive as he wants it to be.
But why is he pulling top 4 starts?
He hole shotted the second moto yesterday.
Yeah, but hole shots and stuff like that are totally different from like the torque of the bike, you know, in a rut. Like he wants to be able to pull probably third gear everywhere on the track, and that bike just won't allow for that.
I'm not sure what changes maybe they made, but did you watch the broadcast? I'm sure you did, but in person it looked like when he was with Justin Cooper and stuff, like it looked like that Cowie was staying pretty competitive with the Yamaha.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it definitely is him too. You know, I don't know how hot it was. I know you said it was hot there, Travis.
It was hot.
That was 90s. One thing that he always struggled with overseas was whenever there was like a super hot race, he would tend to, you know, fade and not do super well. Mm-hmm. So maybe that had a little bit something to do with it, because those first few laps, I mean, he was shredding. I was like, holy crap. I'm like, this
normal.
could be the turning point for him.
Yeah.
But then it was like, you could almost see it like in his riding that he was like, okay, I got a little bit too far ahead of myself, and he just like started to back it down, and then Cooper started to reel him in, and then it was just kind of, downhill from there. I still think he rode great and definitely showed that he has more speed than what he's showing, and definitely has, podium potential and being able to battle up front. I think just when it gets hot and the lack of confidence, whether it's him or the bike or both or whatever, I think that's definitely still showing.
He doesn't lack confidence. Didn't you listen to his interview last week with Steve?
No.
He is a 4-time world champion.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
think he doesn't have the speed to beat these guys?
That's what he said.
This is what he said. He literally said, I'm the fucking man, the bike's the fucking problem, and the team's not helping me.
Really?
Yeah,
So
he,
when
he straight up said, I'm a 4-time champion. I should be winning.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, yeah, I don't disagree with that statement.
I 100% do.
He is.
He doesn't
He's
have
a
any...
four.
No, he doesn't
He's
have
a
anything for
4-time
Jett.
champion, and
Who has
he
nothing
should
for
be
Jett.
theoretically he should be winning.
No, he has
but he's not. He's
Exactly.
getting worked.
U.S. is different.
He has nothing for Jett. He has nothing.
I disagree. I don't think he has nothing for
Never
Jett.
beat him. He's never beat him. He's never beat him. We literally
Or been
just went
close.
back. We
Or
just
been close.
not even been close. We literally just went back and looked at the designations results because we were questioning this because I was on the train of like, okay, cool. They haven't got the bike figured out yet. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, bro, this isn't the bike. This is you. Like, there's something going on upstairs, whatever, and this cocky-ass attitude you got going on here after that interview last week. That interview was so bad that they had Brock Tickle on the Pulp Show on Monday, and Steve's reading it to him, and, like, Tickle's speechless. And basically, like...
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
good.
that's not cool to say, man. Like, because Tickle's out there
Tickle's
testing...
working his balls
Yeah.
off for him, too.
He literally was like, dude, I just tested a motor today that we're overnighting to him at club tomorrow. Like, I don't know. So like, I'm getting to the point here where I'm just like, dude, like you just don't have it here. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if it's because you got injured. I don't know if it's because you can't adapt to the Kawasaki, but like, and like yesterday, like, dude, you whole shotted that second moto. You whole shotted that second moto. I
still don't understand why he even went to Kawasaki.
They paid him a shitload of money.
I think it was the only option.
That has to be it, because like he's been on KTM and Gas his whole entire career, and he's so used to that frame. It's like it just didn't make any sense that why he would change.
Yeah, no, I mean it was full blown money deal. Like, Kawasaki behind the scenes has been not very open. Behind the scenes, I've heard plenty of rumblings that they have been fishing here for big fish like him, a la Chase next year too, because they would like to win again. So, so they have been throwing Uber money at people, which is why Prado's like one of the highest paid dudes right now. So he's one of the highest paid dudes to run around in 5th to 9th place. Pretty good. It's pretty good. So, like I said, maybe he'll have a couple good races here before we get to the end of the year and kind of change my mind on how he's doing. But right now, I'm just like, bro, you don't have it. And like I said, I think even if he did have it together, like, at best, I'm saying second place. He doesn't have anything for Jett. No one does. No one does. And we watched it. We watched it yesterday. Bro, I watched Jett come down that downhill jump yesterday because that's where I was standing, and he was so far behind the top 3 that even as a Jett homer, I was like, it ain't happening. Like, maybe he'll get to 3rd, but like, whatever. Then he comes around the next lap and is literally on Chase and passing him, and before Chase even gets off the tunnel jump, Jett is like gone. And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? I don't even understand how he did that. And then when he passed his brother coming down that hill, I watched him, like, most of the guys come off the top of the hill, and they've got good speed, right? They're pros. They're awesome.
Mhm.
You know how it is. You're good. You'll make me look stupid going down that hill, but they're another level beyond that.
Oh, yeah.
He jumped a braking bump off the top of that hill, like scrubbed it next to his brother, and was past his brother before his wheels hit the ground. And I'm just like, what the hell was that?
I wish they would have showed that on TV.
Dude, it was insane. I mean, my jaw... We've all watched Jett do a lot of things. My jaw hit the floor. I was like, dude, that's not... I haven't seen that since, like, the Tomac Beast Mode days when he was blowing by people. Like, that was insane. And then I still
just
was
like the way
there's-
he went around Cooper.
Dude, I still... Even then, I was like, dude, there's no way he gets Justin Cooper. And then next thing I know, he comes around and, like, he's 3 seconds ahead. And I'm just like, all right, dude, nobody has anything for him. Nobody has anything, including Degan. And we've already been over this argument already. And then it wasn't even an argument. I was just stating the fact of, like, Degan doesn't have anything for him. Like, I'm sorry. Degan's not going to beat him. Like, all the Degan kids are going to come yell at me, but Degan's not going to beat him.
No.
I mean, let's face it. Degan had an owie on his leg yesterday and couldn't pull anything off.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, I know.
Jett
That owie was good enough.
Joe was
he'll hold on to
shredding
that,
yesterday.
Dude, Joe was ripping yesterday.
Talk about pressure. Didn't they say that the president of Japan was there?
He sure as hell was. He sure as hell was.
So sick that he goes out and goes 1-1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that, and then Jett goes 1-1.
Especially because I don't feel like Joe is like a
pressure
guy that performs well under a lot of pressure.
No, he always chokes under pressure at the beginning of seasons because we're like, oh,
yeah,
Joe's a title
everybody
guy.
expects him to be a title guy, and then he just does awful.
Yep.
And then halfway through the season, he comes out battling for wins and always on the podium, and you're just like, dude.
You could just do this all the way through. It would be great. So
yeah.
So anything 250s outside of Joe there that you noticed yesterday?
Kitchen, that first moto was absolutely shredding through the pack.
Yes.
Yeah, he got in front of Degan, and Degan never saw him again.
That was very impressive.
But then what happens
What
the
the
second
fuck was
moto?
that crash, dude? You go off the track. Why are you going to keep it fucking wide open like that?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know.
The amount of inconsistency in these dudes outside.
Yeah,
of,
that's what's crazy to me is like I feel like some of these dudes, you know, every year I'm like, okay, you know, they got it, you know, this was their second year or whatever, or this was their, you know, second year battling up front. Like, you know, next year they'll finally have it together. And it's just like, I mean, shoot, Vial, I love Vial. I'm a huge fan of him. But, man, like, he just does not have it together this year.
Dude, your guy does not fucking have it. I don't
think he
what
ever
it
had
is.
it outdoors.
Never had his car.
He never had his car.
Dude, the first year that he came here, he was doing well and winning races.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, he's for sure going to be battling for the, you know, he's a 2-time MX2 world champion. He'll be in the title hunt next year.
Yeah.
And then, you know, last year just seemed like a whole lot of crazy bad luck. Just, you know, lots of stupid random mistakes. And I'm like, okay, it was just a off year. Next year, he'll have it together and be battling Degan for the title. And then just right off the rip, he just has not been there. He's just been off the pace all year.
Talking
and
about
I'm just
how
like,
hard he
damn.
was training, he faded.
Yeah, but then the thing is though is like with Vial outdoors, it's like we all are like nothing. But he stacks points. Then you get to the end of the year and you're like, oh, he's second. That's weird.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's second. But I mean, dude, Degan has what, a 40-something point lead?
No, it's actually
It's
surprisingly,
down
I just
probably
looked
now.
at it's 38 is what it's down to. He was up at he lost 20 points yesterday to Joe.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, so
Let's do it again next weekend, Joe.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get it closer here. Okay, so I guess question about your guy Vial there. Do you think he goes back to the GPs?
So that's what I had been hearing, and I have a friend overseas.
To the news?
Yeah, so literally
Okay.
the day that the news started getting spilled online, the day before that, my buddy was texting me saying, "Hey, Vial's coming back for HRC."
Hmm.
And I just like didn't really think anything of it. Like he does know some of the dudes over there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, like maybe. And then literally next day, all day long, it's just post after post after post saying Vial back to GPs for Honda.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. I'm like, okay. But then, did you see Vial's post?
Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait to ride Southwick on a 450
On a
next
450. Yeah. So to me, that was him, saying like, no, it's not happening, or if he's just trying to like cover up the news for now.
Maybe
it could be either of those things. Because I wouldn't be surprised if it's not true either. Like, I think he came over here, and I don't think he wants to, I wouldn't say give up, because like, I mean, if I had an offer from HRC to race MXGP or to continue racing for KTM here, I would go to HRC.
Oh yeah.
But
I would too.
But then too, okay, you got to think you've got KTM already signed AP. They obviously, we all know they're signing Tomac.
Yep.
So
Money around and probably
how
don't have
much
enough
money's
for 'em.
left for Tom?
I mean,
Because that's the big
how
thing.
much money is left for any of those dudes?
This is all true. This is all true. Although Chase said in his interview that he's been hearing wild rumors about why he wasn't riding on the internet, which was probably us. So whatever. You should probably call him and be like, "Hey, bro, they're idiots. Don't listen to them." But but yeah. So I don't know. That was something that was talked about between me and some people this week of Vial, of like, look, he probably has a thing in his contract, as most of these guys do. Like when you win a title, you get a pay bump, and especially if you're going to 450s. But if you're KTM and you're not planning on that really happening, and then it does, and all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, like our budget's not there for that. Because let's face it, Vial is solid and stacks points, but what is Vial in 450 Supercross?
Right.
10th place dude? I mean, there's a lot of names there.
Go over to Europe and be a top 5 450.
Yeah. And then when you get to 450 outdoors, it's like, again, stack points, but like, is Vial beating Justin Cooper? Like, is he beating Hunter?
And 450? Yeah, I think he's
450
beating
outdoors?
Justin Cooper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You have a lot more faith in him than I do. I guess he's your buddy, so
Yeah.
that explains it.
Sure.
So hopefully Rise 450's here so we can argue about this. You know, we can have all the good arguments. Sexton, Vial. Maybe we just get him on here and we can just hash this out.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, so I don't know, man. And that HRC deal's got to be worth a shitload of money.
I mean,
World, where's that
I don't
Geyser?
know. Well, so supposedly that's why they're trying to get Vial, is because Geyser is possibly going to, I think they said Ducati or Yamaha.
Yes, one of those two. He's going to Ducati or Yamaha, and supposedly
They're saying
I don't
Herman's
know
the
why
favorite.
he would go to Yamaha though. Like, he's done so well on that Honda and been with them almost his whole entire pro career.
yeah, but that crash pissed him off.
I don't understand.
There was something with that crash when it happened there that hurt him here the last time that pissed him off. Something the bike did.
You think?
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I was reading that somewhere, or something that somebody was like, dude, or no, I heard it on a show somewhere. They were like, dude, there was something that pissed him off with that crash on the Honda, and then
But like, what could the bike have possibly done? He's been riding the same bike for the last 3 years now,
I don't know.
he's won championships on it. So I don't
sure.
understand what. I mean, unless it was like an electrical issue or something.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have details or anything on that, and I've only heard some rumblings. Like I said, it was a very low-key mention somewhere, and I couldn't even tell you what show I was listening to or whatever that I heard it, but that was what I heard.
Yeah, I could see him going to Ducati. I just think the Yamaha, I don't know why, that Yamaha team over there just seems like everybody that goes there just goes downhill.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not like it's a bad bike or anything like that. Like, obviously, well, I wouldn't say Yamahas are great. They just had 2 of them friggin'
blow up this weekend.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Seaward did pretty
But
good
to
on
me,
that,
like,
Yanni.
everybody that gets signed by that Yamaha team over there, they always seem to just go downhill.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
they never can seem to hold it together. And,
Mhm.
you know, obviously it's not really, you can't really put that on the team, but it's just like one of those weird things that always seems to happen.
Can you imagine, though, if we end up with a Ducati team that's Hurlings and Geyser?
That would be ridiculous.
I thought I saw something with Fantic and Hurling.
So there's 2 things. Well, maybe even 3, because I swore I heard something this week that somebody was saying that that HRC was going to make him an offer too. So there's a possibility, from what I understand, of Hurlings going to either HRC, Fantic, or Ducati. And I've heard that Hurlings and Geyser have not made up their minds yet, either one of them, and they are what's holding up all the puzzle pieces falling into place over there.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
which is, you know, natural, because those are the big money dudes.
Well, you know what else is
Yep.
natural? Hurlings is hurt again with a broken collarbone.
I know, I heard that, and
Yeah, that sucks.
yeah,
Like, what the fuck?
I don't know, man. He needs to get on that. He needs to get on that Coonan Brothers program here, so he can come race the U.S. races on the off weekends. He needs to sign with Honda.
What do you mean? It didn't happen.
Yeah,
What are you talking? No. They have supposedly their contract next year is a hybrid contract, so they're going to race the first 4 or 5 Supercrosses here. Then they're going to go.
Yeah, just like they were supposed to race Southwick this year.
Well, but it wasn't in the contract, so you know how that goes with sponsors and shit, because they don't make any money in GPs. So they're supposed to. So it literally is contractually signed for them to race first 4 or 5 Supercrosses. Then they'll run the full GP schedule, and then on the off weekends, if there is a U.S. race, they can come race the U.S. race. Is what I've heard.
That would be sick.
And
That'd be cool.
I've heard it's a true hybrid contract like that. Like, not, hey, this is a handshake, okay, cool, we're gonna do it. It's in the contract.
In the writing. yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's good. Good for them.
I mean, I'm
Good
excited
job.
about it.
Good job, Lucas.
Yeah.
Did you get him a motorhome?
Yeah, get him a motorhome over here, bud. So yeah, no, I'm excited for that. So that'll be cool to actually see. But I think Hurling should jump on that bandwagon too. But I know he can't do it with Fantic, so he's got to be on that Ducati or that HRC program.
Yep.
And be like, look, on the off weekends, I want to go race the American races. God, it'd be so cool.
That would be cool.
Can you imagine the Coonan brothers and Hurling showing up on their off
They
weekends
could
from the
just
GPs?
get a private jet together.
Yeah,
that
dude.
would be sick.
Hurling's got that kind of money, bro.
So does Myrtle.
Jesus Christ. Oh man. All right. What else? What else do you
Jab.
notice from the race here, man?
My boy RJ,
Dude, your guy RJ with the
he
start.
was shredding.
I tried to get him to charge Cole $100 to take a picture of his bike on Friday. He did not. I was very sad about that. He was literally standing there. Cole's taking a picture, and I'm like, "Bro, tell him it's $100 to take a picture of that bike." And he just kind of awkwardly laughed at me, and I was like, "Yep, I'll just walk away. I'll see the exit over here now. Thanks, bud. Good luck tomorrow."
Yeah, it was
Oh,
super
man.
awkward.
Yeah. Good luck, Rick. So,
That's
but
funny.
yeah, no,
yeah,
dude,
no.
crush
I
it.
was arguing with one of my buddies this week. I was saying that RJ's going to get a podium before the end of the season.
Was it Chase?
And he said, not a fucking chance. No, it wasn't Chase.
Oh, because Chase would say that. Chase would totally say that. He doesn't think RJ can get on the podium?
Yeah, he said RJ will not podium this year. It's too stacked.
Who is this guy?
He
You
said
wanna blow him
maybe
out?
he'll get a top 5. I'm like, dude, he already did that. He got 4th in a moto last weekend.
Let's blow.
And then sure enough, first moto, he gets 3rd. So I just texted him. I was like, suck my dick.
Data boy. Who is this guy? Let's blow him out. Let's put a picture up on the screen here.
Is this,
RJ
is this
Hater.
a gentleman that industry?
No, it's just one of my buddies.
Okay.
Well, what
We just talk crap.
What did you think of the Ducati debut here,
I thought it was pretty solid,
bro? Let me tell you what.
right?
That bike,
I mean, other than the electrical issue.
the bike blew up.
Oh, here we fucking go.
I don't know why you're saying here we fucking go. You left. You don't have a fucking clue. You weren't there. The
I was
bike
there,
blew up.
dipshit. He went off the track right in front of me.
The bike blew up.
It didn't blow up. There was no
That's
smoke
what
out of it.
That's what
nothing.
happens when you break a bike in out of a crate at a pro national.
You sound like a dumbass.
It wasn't, though.
Yes, it was.
You sound
No,
like a
he's
dipshit.
been riding that bike, dude.
No, not that one.
Yes, he has.
Bro, I watched him put it together on Friday. It was out of the crate.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did to Travis's
all right.
defense. They did have the second bike there.
They did have the second bike there. You are correct. The second one he's been riding was there, but this
Yes.
one, I mean, okay, I'll give you a 15% chance I'm wrong, but it
What?
was pretty
What?
crate fresh looking when they were putting
Yeah.
it together on the stand on Friday.
Okay, and the bike, no smoke, nothing out of it. It just he rolled off the track. It looked like it lost power,
Okay.
electrical-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and I, like,
Dude, call
I don't
Ziggy.
have any
Eric,
insider.
Yes.
I don't have any insider info.
you got Ziggy's
but
number.
in
Call
the
Ziggy.
GPs.
Let's
Yeah,
find
that
out.
box van's plated in your state.
No. The Ducati and the GPs, because they've had a few DNFs this year, and that's what I mean. Of course, it could just be like, the online reporting, and that's what they tell everyone is that it's an electrical issue.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what's been said over there is that they do have problems with the ECU still
Well, I'll tell you what.
on the factory bikes.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you call your guy Ziggy this week and be like, "Hey, bro, did that bike blow up, or was it really like an ECU issue?" And then next week you can report on this, and we can find out for sure.
No, I don't know. I just know that the bike looks sweet.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It was cool. It was
looks like a
super duper
Stark.
cool. It looks like what?
A Stark. Varg.
What?
I think that bike looks like a Stark Varg.
A little bit. Bit.
If you put an electric engine in it, it would look like a Stark.
Maybe the front end.
It's
a little
kind
bit,
of
maybe?
Starkish.
The front fender and the way the side plate or the side things come up there, the shrouds are similar. It is similar, and I think the reds are the same. I think that's a big draw
toner
too.
red.
The toner
Yeah,
red.
I think the
color
reds
tone.
are very similar.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what though, that was super cool to see, like just a box van and the freaking
World champ.
the trackside van just there with the 9-time world champ. Just hey,
Yep.
this is our American debut. So what
Yep.
does Prado go back to the GPs if Cairoli would have beat him both motos on a brand new bike out of a crate? Because it was close the first one. Like he was 7th,
Yeah.
Cairoli was 9th. And that second moto when Cairoli started there, I was like, "Oh boy, here we go."
Yep.
So, that was that would have been very interesting to hear what Prado had to say after that if Cairoli comes out and
I
beats him
know.
on a stock bike. So really sad he didn't finish that second moto, but it was cool to see. It was cool to be a part of. I got videos of the first startup and stuff with it, so that was that was cool. That was cool.
Sick.
So-
Yeah. Did you know that all the Ducatis spoken for.
I did not.
Yeah, you cannot buy a Ducati 450 in the U.S.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Well, that pisses
and
me off.
it's been that way for months. I asked about them, and they were like, "No, they're all spoken for."
Look how,
I'm like,
look how coy
I'm
my
like-
man's being
I'm
over
like,
here.
what?
I ask about him. Bro, you went to
so
try
the
to buy one. They were like, bro, you can't. Sorry.
So what? All the ones they homologated already have deposits on them, or
Yes.
yeah.
So they must be making. So their run must be limited then here the first
100%,
year.
just to get homologated.
Yeah, because
Yeah, because they wanted to get them homologated so that they could do these couple of races.
yeah. So which is still super interesting. Do you know how that rule works exactly?
What do you mean?
Like the homologation rule here, because I was very confused how they were racing this weekend until the homologation rule was explained to me.
Because what is it? They have to have like 400 of them or something available, and they have to be available that month. That's why he couldn't race Southwick.
No. He actually, I think he could have, because
I was told no, it had to be July.
Oh, okay. So the way it was explained to me was that they could start up to 2 months earlier as long as they had the correct amount of orders for what the homologation rule requires. So, for example, if it's like 400 bikes, they need to have 400 proven orders for the bike in the U.S., and then the bike they have to have that many units produced, even if they're not shipped here yet.
Listen, I call bullshit that the AMA or the powers that be are really even going to look that deep into it.
I don't know. This is what I was told. And if Eric heard that he couldn't race at Southwick because of this kind of stuff, then maybe?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I didn't hear that from anybody high up.
Yeah.
Or that would know for sure, but I did hear people saying that, yeah, he couldn't race Southwick because he had to wait until July because that's when the bikes were going to be officially homologated by the AMA.
Bro, but how about him ripping Southwick after the National and like what they say his lap times were? Top 5 lap times or something like that?
Yeah, no, I mean, he was shredding, and he's always been a sand guy. So, like, I'm super bummed that he wasn't able to race Southwick because that would have been such a good race for him to do.
Did you go down there and watch him ride?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man, you should have. You really
I know.
You could have.
I know.
Could have,
could have sent me some videos so
videos
I can post them on my Instagram, and then they'll still be playing next year at this time.
I don't know why I have you on the fucking show. Negative Nancy over here. Yeah. Negative Nancy over. At least they're not all the same. I move now, so fuck yourself. Bro, dude, the amount of work I got to do now, it's unbelievable. I used to just stand in one spot for every practice, take videos there, and then fuck it, we were done. And now I got to move every 10 seconds because otherwise somebody across the table here complains that all he sees is the same fucking video over and over and over again on my Instagram pages.
I mean, I would second that.
Fuck you guys.
Number 40, Indy Supercross 2023.
Then you all show up to the races, too, and we'll post up in 3 different spots, and we'll all move in synchronization so that we get different video, and then we'll have a bunch of different angles.
Or we find some kid that's like 14, 15 trying to prove himself, and we float him like some beer money.
I mean, I have had that before. They are not reliable.
Well, that guy was a different story.
They get distracted by boobs and butt cheeks, and then next thing you know, I don't have any videos.
Well, cool. Tell them to film that, too.
We can't film that. This is not that channel.
Okay, well, we don't have to post it.
So, Eric, anything else, man? We've now fucked you out of the time before, and we've had you now for 35 minutes.
Yeah, we
and
definitely
it's
screwed
late,
you out of a lot of time.
Yeah. No, I think we're pretty solid.
Okay.
And hopefully we can get it on time next weekend.
Hopefully next weekend we don't have the power go out an hour before the show. That'd be very helpful here, and then my internet would hopefully not go out like it has been today. So it's been a roller coaster here. Been a roller coaster. So
yeah.
But you're committed for next week.
Yeah, no, I should be totally good for next week.
6:30 it says.
Yeah, 6:30 on the dot. That means we got to get here early.
So that means 6:45.
Yeah, I mean, 6:45, whatever, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks,
that
buddy.
gives me a little bit more time for dinner.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, dude, we can go later, too. It's fine. We're here for like 3 hours, man.
Well, I just don't want to say any later than 6:45 because then by the time you actually call me, it'll be like 7:45.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, don't act like you have anything else to do. You're just going to sit around after that and scroll on your phone, bro. Like, it's fine.
Dude, I got to watch Love Island.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my God. There we go. Do you watch it with your chick, too?
I can't
yeah, of course.
Oh, my God.
Everybody's on that train.
Yeah. Yeah. She watches that, but ask her how cool it would be if you're talking to another woman while you're talking to her. Yeah, that's going to work well. These women are unbelievable. Cannot believe it. I can't believe you've fallen into that. Oh, my God. This is terrible.
Dude, it's awesome.
Oh, my God. This is terrible. It's promoting hookup culture. This is, God, we got to send some holy water over there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude, come on. You don't want to. I don't have enough drama in my life, so I got to watch it on TV.
Bro, I mean, what kind of drama do you want? Do you want me?
No, I don't want any.
I can clip
That's why I like watching it on TV.
I can clip some stuff and like send it to Chase and RJ in here, and like we can make some shit happen. We can get some drama going in your life. It'll be fine.
No,
dude, I can start producing some articles that you said that it's no wonder Vial's going back to GPs. He knows he's gonna get spanked in the 450s over here from Eric Grondal's lips to God's ears.
Sponsored by Alias MX.
You're gonna be using AI to change what I say on the show.
Yeah, God. I'm also gonna be sitting here with a Bigfoot instead of Cole. Like it's gonna be awesome. Like this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeti vlogs over here. Like we're good. So, all right, man. Well, thank you for working with us here tonight. Apologies for all the issues, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, no, just another regular night on the world's dumbest motocross show.
We are the stupidest motocross show on the internet.
Stupidest. Yep.
B-class bench racer.
B-class bench racer. So, all right, buddy. We'll talk to you next week, man.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yep,
Later.
love you. Bye. All right, Eric Grondal, everybody. Okay.
And right into halftime.
And right into our Complete Racing Solutions halftime report here. And fuck.
What'd you do wrong?
Well, there's a new read because it's a new month that Coach sent me that I didn't look at yet.
Wow.
Hold on. We'll find
Professional show.
We got the technology. Relax. Let's see.
Clippy.
Rob, July promotions. Here we are.
Clippy.
Oh, why did it get so small? Fuck. That's a problem. I can't fucking.
You want me to read it? Give it here.
You going to read that?
Yeah, give it here, old man.
Good luck. Did you get it to expand? Because that was what I was just trying to do.
Yeah, I'm expanding right now.
Okay, cool.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Well, cool.
Old
I
timer.
thought you were going to do the read.
There you go. Learn how to use
Complete
technology.
Racing Solutions membership area. New program elements for 2025. Use specific programs. Express 30 minutes or less workout programs, which you need, specifically for vet riders with a busy schedule.
Yep.
That's you.
That's me.
And the Rob Knowledge Bot. Only online performance program that includes MX and off-road specific protocols, strength and flexibility specific to MX and off-road, nutrition, hydration resources, build muscle, drop fat, and mental development programs starting at just $30 a month. Make sure to check those out.
Guaranteed.
Yep. All right, Cole.
Yes.
What kind of stories you got? That was the wrong camera. What kind of stories you got from yesterday?
Well, let me see. I got some notes here. Maybe not really yesterday. I just know it was hot as balls. If it wasn't for the shade, if it wasn't for the breeze, would have been a miserable day. I did leave, however, after second 450 moto. Watched the second 250 motos on Peacock while driving home. Nothing really that cool, I would say, from yesterday, actual race day. I think all the cooler stuff happened when we were wandering the pits on Friday, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Seeing the Ducati thing, I thought that was super cool, very
That was awesome.
grassroots, like,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of peeling the layers back of how big of a deal that was.
Yeah.
And then also just us seeing firsthand kind of the different vibes in the pits, right? So we were sitting there watching, I think, the combine there, and Tomac goes rolling by with his family.
Yes. Yes.
And he had the straight-up dad mode shirt on. I think there's a photo of him with it on Instagram with the American flags on it
Yep.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, because he was with. Did you see that? It was with some aviation YouTube guy or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
Because Tomac, I guess, got his pilot's license then.
Yeah.
That's what the guy made it sound like.
Yeah, he does.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. So, Steve-O Knievo or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
something.
his name. Yeah. I just knew him because he was. He's always in Walker's pits because Dr. Walker, he's a pilot as well.
Gotcha.
So they connect on that. But yeah, seeing him go by with the three little kids, just dadding it up.
Yep.
Wife was all barrel racered out.
Yep.
So since we all know she's a barrel racer now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we shortly after that, the star cart goes by with Cooper Webb with his daughter in the passenger seat.
Yep.
And then a little while later, here comes Justin Barsha with his newborn and his other kid and the
Yep.
wife. And we all just kind of like looked at each other and was like, man, like, look at Jalek Swoll. And here we are knocking on Jalek Swoll maybe again. But
What do you mean?
looked a little more nervous than the rest of the guys? Or did he look pretty loose? I don't remember who we saw that looked kind of tightened up as a 250 guy.
I don't think it was Jalik.
Okay, so
I don't remember.
I don't remember who we saw, but like some of the 250 guys just look like nervous, just not loosened up, like. And you got these guys rolling by. This isn't their biggest priority anymore.
Nope.
It's their families,
Nope.
and it's pretty cool, man. We wandered down to the grass shack where it looked like they were going to watch the combine.
Yeah.
There's Eli and his family, and his kids are rolling down the hill, and Eli's just dadding it up like, "Hey, be careful," you
Yep.
know, like that whole kind of deal. And
Next
I was
thing-
trying not to be creepy.
Me too.
But it
But
was
it
really
was-
cool seeing those guys in that setting because you
was.
got Cooper Webb across the way.
Yep.
And we know how much of an animal he is on the mental side.
Mm-hmm.
And Cooper Webb sitting there in the golf cart. His daughter gets out. Tomac's kids run up to her, grab her hand. They're running around holding hands.
Yep.
And Cooper's just sitting there with the biggest smile on his face watching them play. And it was super cool.
100%. Yeah.
Super cool.
And then, and like you said, try not to be creepy, but like you're watching these cute little kids just playing, and these Moto warriors just
That we've
enjoying
watched
it.
grow up
Yeah, in front of us. Yeah.
in front of us. And
And I turned to Tomac and his wife at one point, and I was like, "This is the best thing ever." And they were super nice. They were, "Oh, thank you," whatever. And I was just like, "Yeah, it is."
you said it was the best thing ever?
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Like just
Watching.
like seeing the kids playing,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
and them there, like this is the coolest thing ever.
Mhm.
Maybe they thought it was creepy, whatever. It wasn't like I wasn't trying to be.
I know, like, I wasn't even trying to watch the combine. It was like, we've watched these guys grow up, and
Uh-huh.
now we're watching them, like, enact with their families.
Yep.
Like, it's
Yep.
cool. Really cool.
Yep.
And we don't, I think this is a change for the sport all around, because most of these guys are retired before they even have families.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I
like
was
I
kind
said-
of explaining to Sanjay yesterday when we were leaving about the whole family situation where I'm like, dude, these guys were retiring 25, 26, 27 and then starting families. So
Yeah.
seeing it now, it's cool.
yeah, it was cool. So, a little bit of softness.
Yeah. Let's see
What
here.
else do we see?
Well, okay. So Friday got in trouble for taking a picture of Degan's bike with the motor out of it. Definitely have a new picture and video of Degan's bike with the motor out of it. Got a picture of Tomac's bike with the motor out of it. Got video of Tomac's bike with the motor out of it. Got video of them taking the motor out of Forkner's bike.
Yeah, like, what's the big deal?
I was told by another media member that when the bikes, there's a certain level where the bikes are taken apart, that it's kind of like this unspoken rule of you just don't take pictures or videos. I don't care. I have it now. I was very respectable to Jensen came up and told me. I didn't even realize he was talking to me when I was taking it Friday. And I was super respectful. I was like, all right, cool, man. No problem. Let me delete it. Whatever. He's like, it's just too far apart. I was like, cool. No problem. Like, I was not being argumentative. I was not anything, right?
Like, what, like,
Come
my
yes-
thing is, like, are they trying to hide something, or, like, what's
I don't
the
know.
reason you
I
feel
don't know.
like-
Let me tell you what. It's super interesting that the motor was out of his bike Friday, and then he blew it up first moto Saturday. That's interesting. I don't have
Why?
any speculation. Why was it out Friday?
They put a new motor in every time.
They build the bikes the week before.
No.
Yeah, on Sundays they build bikes. All these teams, they go somewhere, usually to a parking lot somewhere. If you leave Crawfordsville, when you go out of town in Crawfordsville to the north, there is a Cracker Barrel, and then there's another thing next to it. It
The
used to be
hotel,
some
and they're all just
motorcycle
building
or
stuff there.
something. There's 3 or 4 team trucks in there on Sunday every morning, every year, and they've got everything out building bikes.
I
All
don't
the
know.
mechanics talk
Yeah.
about, they all build bikes on Sundays, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
If they were going to swap a motor, they would have swapped a motor. So it's either
Either
they
way,
were trying
like,
a different spec
yeah.
or something. There's something to it. What it is, I don't know, but there's something to they were trying something.
Or maybe it's the way the frame is, or frame geometry, shock, like some of that stuff that's visible.
I don't know. Who
I don't
knows?
know. Either way, we got yelled at.
Yeah, well, I got yelled at. You proceeded to take a picture and post
While
it.
you were getting yelled at, I was taking one on the other side, and I put a picture of, like, putting the big bore in.
Yep. So, So that was
I don't know,
interesting
man.
to
Whatever.
see.
Run a fucking big bore. Who cares?
Yeah. Let's see. What else? What other things or stories or whatever that you kind of think, like you said, was super cool?
So, all right, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
USA themed bikes. Who won for you?
Ooh, there was somebody I saw when they were going through for sound on Friday.
Private
like when
Tuesday?
like when I walked, had the Trump picture of him with his fist up after.
Oh, that's where you're going.
Yeah.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, that was funny.
You're
That was awesome.
fucking-
That was awesome.
Okay.
was
Well,
awesome.
I'm between. I mean, they all looked pretty good. I love when the Sporter steps up and does that. The Yamahas looked really good, all blue,
Yeah.
with the blue rear on them.
Yep.
Honda was sick.
Honda was sick. Triumph and Kawasaki though took the cake for me.
Ah, they were both.
The Triumph ones were
surprised
really
me.
good.
Triumphs
Triumphs
surprised
were
me.
really good.
I think my winner type Suzuki.
I don't
Seriously.
know. I didn't even look that close at those.
Like those things looked really good. I thought it kind of had like the chrome in there with the
Yeah.
blue and like Hep Suzuki
Interesting.
Kickstarters for the win.
Interesting. Super interesting. All right, so I guess one more story I'll throw out there, right? And it's like one of those things I don't even want to talk about it, but I will here
Oh, boy.
for the weekend here. Is
Brian in the tower.
no. I got to give Davey Coombs a bit of credit here, which this hurts to say, but one of our buddies was supposed to have pit passes. Kid's bike blew up Friday in practice for the night track or something. Or no, Friday during the day race. So he was working on fixing that. Missed getting over to Will Call to get his pit passes or something that day. Comes up Saturday. The line for pit passes, I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, yeah.
Unreal.
Ridiculous.
From the tunnel under the finish line, which is where they were set up, all the way out the gate. Went the entire vendor row. So he shows up. He's like, crap. This is like, we're late already because I was still working on the bike this morning and whatever. So he goes over some of our other buddies. He's like, hey, can you guys help me? Whatever. And all the buddies that he saw that are involved were basically like, dude, I don't have any pull with pit passes. So like, sorry, man, I can't do anything. Then he's walking, and I don't remember where he said he saw Davey Coombs, but he like saw him, and he was like, screw it, I'm gonna take a flyer on this. So he goes up to Davey, and he's like, hey, man, I'm really sorry to bother you, but we ran into these issues last year. Like, basically, we didn't even get to come. My kid stabbed himself in the eye with some scissors. And then we were supposed to get our pit passes last night. His bike blew up. I was working on it. I missed the window to come get him. The line is this long. Like, blah, 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 whatever. And Davey basically stopped him and said, look, say no more. I got kids also. Come with me. Walks them in
Right
to
to the front of the pit pass line.
No, walks them right into the MX Sports trailer. And I don't remember who was in there, and looks at whoever was in there and was like, hey, give these guys all day passes. So he got the same all day wristbands we had.
Yeah, that we paid the Biden inflation prices for.
Yeah. So he got the same all day passes, and Davey was like, look, I understand I got kids too. Shit happens.
Yeah.
You guys have a good time. They walked out of there with him. He was giving his kid all sorts of tips, like, hey, don't worry about going to get autographs right now. Wait till later. The public clears out. You'll be able to do whatever. Yeah. Like a super cool move. For all the issues I have with that guy and the way he runs the series and all this crap like that, super cool move.
I agree.
For someone being
cool.
like, look,
For a random dude.
who had never even talked to Davey before, to come up and say, hey, look, these are the issues I just ran into. Is there any way? And he wasn't looking for all day stuff. He was literally just trying to get like the normal Joe Blow ones. And Davey's like, nope, come with me. Took him, like I said, walked himself right to the MX Sports trailer. Here's some all day ones. Here's some advice for how to get autographs and stuff. You guys have a good time.
Awesome. That could get anything cool.
I don't know. I don't know. Because he was around in the afternoon. He's not like young, so he was wandering by himself after a while there. So yeah. So I don't know.
Oh, cool.
Again, a cool story. I'm still not a gigantic Davey Coombs fan.
I mean,
because of
I've seen
things.
some pretty aggressive posts.
I'm not a giant Davey Coombs fan, but that was cool of him to do.
Oh yeah,
That's
super cool.
I have to say that when I have to give credit when credit's due. So it was funny because Cooksey was going after him this weekend. I was like, oh god.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. The one I saw might have been a little over the line.
You mean the one where he said he needed to cut
Something
back
about
on the
desserts?
donuts or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh boy.
That was like on the line of Degan making fun of Jett's bald spot.
I
That
don't
Jett
know,
doesn't
man.
even have a
I
bald
don't know.
spot.
Stuff's wild. So,
Cool. Yeah, I didn't know that
Yeah.
full story.
all right. Holster Co. Reload Rants. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, let me get one here.
Okay. Fire it up.
I mean, we already talked about this. The Larocco's leap corner was fucking dog water. They probably watered it with dog water.
Yep.
Like, track was way too deep. Track prep. Yeah, just tone it back. Lift the diggers up maybe an inch or two.
Bro, I'm gonna go with that rant, but I'm going in a little bit different direction with it.
Okay.
These
yeah,
fucking 250 riders.
Yeah.
And again, if I had some time to edit this in, and I actually meant until the power went out, I was gonna transfer the video and literally put it in the show right now.
Oh,
These
you can do
fucking
that?
250 riders going through the goddamn corner before Larocco's.
Uh-huh.
The inside line that has this gigantic hook in the middle of it. So they literally are going in,
Hooking.
getting stuck, hooking, their front wheels going up almost over the inside mound. And yet every single one of them, every single lap is doing it. Pick a different fucking line. Pick a different fucking line. You all, and I'm going with all of them.
But you couldn't go anywhere else because the track prep was fucked.
It didn't matter who it was. Any of them. Any of the top 30 fucking 250 riders. You are all fucking retards. And this isn't the first time we've seen these guys.
I'm going different, dude. I want to see you get out there.
I mean, bro, I would go through that the first lap, and then I'd be like, you know what?
And then you try to switch
We're
up your
gonna
line,
find
and
something
you go
else.
over the bars like Kev did because it was so deep and shitty there.
I mean, it was deep and shitty, but you go through that for a couple laps in a row, it'll work itself.
I
You
don't
had to work it
know.
in, bro. You had to
I
work
don't
something
know.
in, which none of them did.
they didn't have the quad practice.
And
to
here's
work
the
it
thing.
in.
This isn't the first time. Dude, J-Mart is notorious. He has notoriously talked about this before of how he gets stuck in going in the same lines. These 250 riders, for some reason, cannot figure out go somewhere else when the line's bad. They just hammer and hammer and hammer.
I'm bad at it too. so I
Dumbest
can't
shit
really talk.
ever. Dumbest shit ever. I will say I'm a shitty rider. I'm notorious for going in different spots. Notorious. Probably to my detriment because I will go outside. I would have gone through that rut on the inside
So
the
you go
first
outside
lap.
to let the faster guys go by.
I'd have gone outside the second lap to be like, all right, let's go see if this is better. And probably got stuck. But at least I would have fucking tried it instead of looking like a retard.
Yeah, but you ain't got time to try shit when you're going for a fast lap.
You ain't getting a fast lap with a line with that hook in it.
But that hook line is still faster than fucking mud bogging it, fucking trucks gone wild style.
Nah, you could have broke something. You could have broke something in. And again, it's not anybody specifically I'm yelling at. It's the top 30 250 riders. It was fucking dumb to watch. It was fucking dumb. They all were watching each other do it. They're like, man, this fucking rut sucks. So let's all just keep doing it in a fucking line. It was dumb. It's fucking dumb.
I probably would have took the hooker
Nope.
every lap.
I would have gone outside, gone over the bars, and then been like, you know what? We'll try the middle line next
ended your
time.
day.
We'll try the middle line
Okay,
next
well,
time.
you ain't qualifying because you've been over the bars and hurt.
Nope. I'd have been fine. Everything would have been fine. Situation would have been
All
normal.
right, well, whatever, dude.
No, that is, I mean, dude, honestly, that is one of the things, and I don't know why, but I'm notorious for, like, I'll go somewhere else. I don't care.
Trying to think of the other rant I had.
I had a couple other good ones, too, that we'd talked about this weekend, and I don't know what the fuck they are now.
I don't know either. I should have wrote one down because one was good. I was like, I'm going to bring that up. And it was more like life-related instead of Moto, too,
Oh.
which are the best ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was something. What were we talking? We were talking about this.
I don't fucking remember. I'm a little fired up that I don't remember.
Was it?
Been on my head too much.
Damn. Yeah, because I have race notes in there because I specifically made that note before we went to the race because I was
Yeah.
like, cool, now I'll remember to put race notes. Nope. I was sitting there last night like trying to brain dump whatever I could remember.
Loose program.
Yeah. I'm just, I'm so not used to taking notes.
I don't
It's
know.
ridiculous.
I was going to try to take a shot at Stubb. I don't remember what it was. I mean, I can bring back the holding the door open for people, and now I'm saying thank you.
We were talking about
We did
that.
bring that up.
Yeah,
though.
because
we've talked about that on the show before.
Yes, because we were both holding the door open, leaving dinner Friday night.
Yeah.
Those people did say thank you,
Yeah.
so that was fine.
Justin didn't though.
Yeah, Justin didn't.
Yeah.
Fuck
Dick.
that guy.
Dick.
Can't show up to the show and doesn't say thank you when you hold the door open for him.
Dick bag.
Fucking dickbag.
And wore all black Friday.
And wore all black.
Yeah. Good
He's
for
a
him.
man.
He is a
Dude,
man.
it was funny. So when we walked up yesterday, because we didn't spend most of the day with him yesterday.
Yeah, who was he on his own program? Or who was
Well,
he there
so
with?
what had happened was we were walking. Okay, story time. We were walking through the pits, and Mitchell Harrison's parents were there, and so he ran
Stub
in.
beeline.
Yeah, so Stubb walked over to say hi, and at first it was fine because he was just saying hi. So we stopped and we're just hanging out, me and Sanjay, and then next thing I know, he's in there sitting at the table with them, and I looked at Sanjay. I was like, "We're fucking leaving because he ain't gonna come out of there for a while."
Yeah.
So we left.
Did he drive himself there?
No. He came home with us, but we left him. That was between first and second qualifiers. So we left him. We went, did all my filming for second qualifiers. Came back to Kev's pit to talk to him for a second. Stubb was there. I was like, "Hey man, we're gonna go sit in the truck, get some Acon and like
Some Akon?
air conditioning."
I thought you said Akon.
Yeah, Acon.
Oh, I thought you meant like you're listening to some Akon.
No, we're not gonna listen to Acon, but we've got some Acon, and like have a snack and stuff. So, and I was like, "You want to come?" He's like, "Nah, I'm good." Okay, cool. So
I got another story.
So
I
we
guess.
went and did that. He stayed there, and then I don't know what happened to him. And then at the end of the day, we're coming back, and you ever notice? Well, I guess you're not usually around us race day. So in the outdoors, especially, the hotter it is, the taller Justin's hair gets, and I think it's because he spends all day doing like this.
Yeah.
So like
Just gelling it up with sweat.
yeah. So like we're walking back and I can see his hair's shorter than it used to be, but I can still see it's like up, right?
Yeah.
And I look at Sanjay, I go, "You can tell it's been hot today because the hotter it is, the taller Justin's hair gets from running his hand through it." And this isn't anything I wouldn't say to his face because I said it to his face. I was like, "I just told him this, you know." Whatever. So it was funny. But yeah, I don't know where he was.
He had that sweat poof.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sweat poof for sure.
Oh,
that's the way he gets though. That's the way he gets at these nationals, dude. He's constantly doing this. He's like Mitch Payton, right? But he's not pulling it out because of the riders. But he's definitely doing this, and like, yeah, for the way he does it, it just makes it go up. And when it used to be longer, dude, the end of the day, I mean, dude, he would have a 6-8 inch poof because it's just straight up because it's so greasy because he's been outside all day, dude.
Oh man, that's
it's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
Nope. I guess one other story. I was walking by and it was hot.
Jeff
And-
Walker?
No, we walked by there a few times, but went by like where they were doing like the combine, like interviews or whatever with like Brock Glover or whatever the mentorship area.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that was a flagger tent or whatever. Popped my ass in there, opened the cooler up, grabbed a couple waters.
You're kidding me.
Sat down. Dude, there was enough food in there for a whole middle school classroom.
Oh yeah.
And grabbed me a Fig Newton, an oatmeal cream pie, and went out.
Just acted like you were
went
part
out to
of
the truck,
program.
sat there in the air, and had my oatmeal cream pie, and my Fig Newton.
That a
and-
boy.
I mean, it was all gonna get wasted. There was so much shit there
Yeah.
that wasn't even opened yet. Fruit snacks, fruit, like
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, we
So thank you, MX Sports.
We watched
and Davey Coombs.
part of second 415.
Mhm.
No. First 250 moto. We watched part of that at the MX Sports Truck.
Did you?
Yeah, because we were in the first motos. I didn't watch a lot of the actual motos because like as soon as I saw Tomac roll the thing and his bike was blowing up, I looked at Sanjay. I was like, "We're going to the pits. I want to watch him change this."
Yeah.
So we did, and it took him a while to get back there. So we were back in the pits and just kind of baking. And then first 250 moto took off, and we were watching a little bit of that kind of up top there in the pits, and then I was like, dude, we got to find some shade. Like, I'm dying. So we walked over, and there was
Oh, it
just
was
enough
bad.
shade and just enough breeze by the MX Sports Truck that we were, like, standing there watching it. And I was like, dude, is it sad that, like, I just want to come to these things and watch practice in the morning and then go home and watch the race? He's
That's
like,
what I
no.
like
He's
doing.
like, dude, I feel the same way. Because he's more of a stick and ball sport. He's like, but I feel the same way. He's like, you go to the game and stuff. Like, you don't get to see or understand as much as you do, like, when you watch it now. The TV coverage is good. They do great work with the TV coverage at this point that it's like, yeah, you get to see things that you don't see.
Yeah, that's why I enjoyed Friday because nobody was in the pits yet.
Yeah.
Watch them prep the bikes for tech
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Fridays are always awesome because it's more low key because everybody shows up Fridays
Mm-hmm.
usually because a lot of them are doing press. A lot of them are doing press even if they're not doing on track press, and everybody's just way more low key. So, yeah, I think that's all I got for stories though. Really for this
man.
weekend, I'm
I
sure I'll
don't
come
know
up with something. I'll think of something.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start adding them to the notes.
Yeah, but all right. Well, that being said, let's jump
250,
into our
wrap it up.
250 race recap brought to you by our friends at Flo Racing. Make sure to check them out, profloracing.com. Help you out with all your small bore bike needs. They sell parts, they build stuff, they work on stuff. So if you're local in the area, make sure to check them out. profloracing.com. There's going to be a link in the description down below. Shimoda goes 1-1. Crushed.
Dude, he crushed it.
He-
But I remember that ride he had with PC there.
Harness the power of the samurai, bro.
He did.
And freaking which in front of, just like everybody's talking about, in front of the president of
Yeah, like he
Honda.
performed with all the big dogs.
Yeah, and everybody, like, fantastic ride. I mean, what can you say? And made up 20 points. So, like,
Yeah.
for what we thought was Degan running
for
away.
the guy
there.
that needed to win, he
Yeah.
won.
So, and with Degan having the day he did, man, that's impressive to cut 20 points out of a lead just that
Yeah.
quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
uh,
not really much to say other than he was killing it.
he was
and
crushing.
man, he's good at Redbud.
Yeah, he is. Swole goes 6-3 for second. Whole shot that second moto, dude. Led for a
Weak,
while.
man. I'm thinking maybe if it weren't for that Achilles.
You should.
Where
Okay,
would
so
he
here's
be?
a fun story. He
Oh,
whole
you're gonna bring
shots-
him up hating on you guys? Or
No,
what?
no. So he whole shots. We're standing there with a whole bunch of people watching where they come down and do. We're in the pits where they come down and do that left-hander after the whatever mechanics area. As he's coming down whole shot, I'm like, "That's my best friend!" And everybody looks at me, and I'm like, "He's my best friend right there." Oh, God, it was great. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Just
Yeah, he's another guy I stumbled upon his chick's TikTok.
oh boy,
And dude,
seem to be coming across a lot of female
I mean,
TikToks here.
but it shows a different perspective of all these riders.
Yeah.
And funny dude.
Pause. Another story I wanted to bring up here, okay?
Oh.
So being at the truck, the Star Truck, and seeing these guys come back after the motos, I gotta give it to Justin Cooper's wife. For someone who I thought
With
Wouldn't
some of the
be-
media.
wouldn't be involved.
Yeah, with some of the media we've been seeing.
Again, can't judge a book by its cover, I guess. This is my bad. I apologize, even though I didn't really say anything super public or anything like that. Like, I haven't been bashing or anything, but just my thoughts with what you see in socials and what you kind of hear through the grapevine about her. He came off. She's grabbing helmet, gloves. She's grabbing knee braces. She's getting stuff set up so it can dry and this and that and whatever. She's watering. She's doing stuff. She is doing stuff.
Yeah.
She's towel for ice bath. Like, and I'm like, wow, I would not have. There's a lot of wives that are super involved.
There are a lot of them that just are non-existent.
Wouldn't have put that on her to be that involved, but I was impressed. She was dressed very nicely. She looked like, like
Looking good.
very, very nice looking lady and everything. But like, I was just like, wow, okay. I don't know.
Yeah, with some of all the stuff that was going around.
Yeah, with everything, and like I said, just what you see on socials, and you're judging a book by its cover, and I misjudged that one. So
Lots of credit on the show today.
I'm crushing it today.
Crushing it with credit.
Just crushing credit right now. So
So,
yeah. So
shout
that-
out Mrs. Cooper.
Yep. So yeah. Interesting. Super interesting. Anyway,
I seen Duffy had a chick at the race this weekend too.
bro, I was told that he was camping close to one of our friends, and they were amazed that he could function the amount of beers he was putting down Friday night.
Really?
He's like, bro, I turned around every 2 seconds. That guy was in the cooler, and there was a whole bunch. I guess there was a whole bunch of mechanics. Like, somebody had a camper down there, and there were a whole bunch of mechanics hanging
Just
out,
chilling.
including typical Rango. Because we've seen that guy out on Friday nights.
Before, yeah.
But there were a whole bunch of, I mean, and it wasn't just Yamaha and Kawasaki guys. It was like gas guys, and I don't know who else. But he said there was a whole bunch of them. But he was like, bro, the amount of beers I was watching Duff put out, as we're standing there watching Duff thrash changing a motor.
You do know Duff has his own beer company in The Simpsons, right?
Yeah. So, anyway, so great ride for Swole, dude. Like, really impressive since he's come back.
Yeah, 100%.
really impressive. So
100%.
even though he hates us, he's still my best friend, and it's impressive to see.
I hope he strings it together, man. Because when they announced the lineup for Supercross and stuff, and they had him as like their A guy, I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Yep.
And yeah, dude, pretty impressive.
Yep. Michael Mosman goes 4-4 for third.
Another pretty impressive
Killer ride.
in season.
Thought he was going to get that podium second, Moto.
wanted it.
Thought he was going to get the win for a second because he
Yeah.
tracked Joe there and then faded off. And I was like, bro, if he gets this podium and he doesn't get on the podium and say, hey, Bobby, how about that contract now?
Yeah,
Which I didn't listen to the
Motorcycle,
podium,
dude.
so I don't know. Maybe he did.
no,
'cause
he
technically
didn't.
third overall is a podium.
He said something about something about his mustache. He's like, I cut in a mustache for the first time, and then at the end,
Typical Michael Mosman shit.
Yeah. And JT, props to JT. He was throwing some winners on the podium.
Oh, boy.
He was like, give us a Redbud that mustache would be proud of. And Michael Mosman just goes as deep as he can get. Redbud. It's fucking
Holy
great,
crap.
dude.
That's awesome.
But man, shout out to Michael Mosman too. Like the shit he's been through and kind of coming back, and hey, it's pretty good.
How do you not re-sign him?
Number one star guy.
How do you not
Right now.
re-sign him?
Well, number one star guy for the
Yesterday,
weekend,
yeah. Number 2 star guy on the team.
but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, let me hold on.
Somebody's got to sign him.
Let's see here. Yeah, because he is. I mean, he is. Yeah, outside Degan, he's the number 2, and the next guy the next guy in points for what's it called for star is
Thrasher.
Yeah, in 19th.
Holy smokes!
Like freaking Michael is 6th and Thrasher is 19th.
Wow. Yeah.
What are the? Hold on. Let's go here. Let's go to supermotocross.com.
I mean, you get Mosman. He was starting to roll pretty good in Supercross too.
yeah, that's what I was gonna see. Let's see what the points are. Points SMX
Like total.
250. Yeah. Let's see here. Full combined 250 standings here. Mosman is in 7th. Oh no, that's Pro Motocross. Hold on,
Yeah, get a clue, dude.
bro. I'm trying to.
But he's probably up there. He had a solid Supercross season.
Wait, hold on. Maybe that is
SMX overall.
Yeah, that has to be. Yeah, because he's got 280 points, which he's only got in motocross.
Give me the top
He's only got
rundown from the
140.
top.
Degan, Shimoda, Vial, Marchbanks, Hammaker, Juju, and then Mosman.
Yeah, that's got to be SMX if Juju's that high.
Yeah,
so.
and he is still 5 spots ahead of Thrasher, dude.
Yeah.
And he's gonna extend that because he's
Thrasher
doing
won
well.
a race.
Yeah. So like, how do you not re-sign him?
Somebody's got to.
I don't know, man. It's weird.
Out
Hera,
of all the people, all the
you're
people that I would think that would not work on the star program,
Mosman's one
Michael
of them.
Mosman. Yeah.
And yet here we are.
Here we are.
Harrop goes 8-5 for 4th. Great day, great start.
Dude,
Second moto
somebody
again too.
Keep him around.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what ends up happening with him because like we were talking about on Friday, he rode Supercross and was supposed to ride Supercross before he broke his wrist or whatever
pretty
it
good.
was right
Yeah.
before. So
Yeah, he's been pretty impressive for coming over here and learning everything. Obviously, he knew the bike. but-
yeah, and he seems to be enjoying it, so that's cool. All right, here we go. Degan goes 14-2 for 5th.
Dude, that 14th and the first one was weird, but you could tell, dude, he was panicking the way he was riding.
Mm-hmm. And so the way Harrop, interesting commentary by Harrop here in an interview after the race.
He sounds like a guy that don't hold nothing back.
Oh, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He said that the reason the track didn't work for someone like Degan is because it was very technical because of how deep it was. And so you could not hold it wide open and go.
That's his style.
which is Degan style, and that's why it didn't work yesterday. On top of, yes, I'm sure his leg was sore. That's a thing too. But 5th overall, still okay. Obviously, giant points lead, so not a big deal. Blew the motor up. That was weird. And I'm not sure if the motor was going, and that's what caused the 14th or not. Again, I haven't watched the first. The second motos I watched a lot more at the track.
Yeah,
First motos I did
the
not.
14th, maybe he went down and the front disc guard was hanging, and maybe he didn't have a front brake.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like I said, I got to watch that moto. Second moto was killer, though.
Yeah,
he
great.
came through the pack in
Yeah.
a way I didn't think he was going to. Like, he rode great that second
Figured
moto.
it out.
Yeah, to get second. Like, that was cool. I didn't think he was going to get all the way second. I thought third, and then I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So that was a great
Well,
ride.
the bike was smoking on the broadcast, and
Yeah.
they're talking about it, and he comes by the mechanics area, and Stu kind of noticed it, too. It was just like, he's going to go by, and they're probably going to put something on the pit board, and then sure shit, right after that pit board, like, you could just tell he was rolling his corners more, and just it looked a lot smoother.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But I will say, you can't have days like that and think you're going to go beat Jett next year.
no.
You get that dinger on the leg, you still got to win, brother.
Mm-hmm.
If you think you're going to beat Jett.
Yeah.
Because Jett's going to ride with one shoulder and half an ankle and still beat you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah. Now
Awesome.
he's doing that all the time.
awesome.
Like,
Yeah, everybody's doing it all the time. So, okay. There, and here come the Degan comments. Ryder D goes 12-6 for 6th.
Hey, we were racing Ryder D out there.
Yeah,
we were racing.
fastest qualifier. He can put down a lap, bro.
Well, yeah, I think he's just kind of coming around too, because he got hurt pretty bad. So.
Yeah. So, Levi 219 for 7th. Again,
Oh,
the
dude,
great.
when you go off the
fucking-
track, just don't go fucking wide open. 'Cause
Yep.
that overall, I think was his.
Yeah.
Maybe, or we were robbed of a really good Joe Levi.
Yeah. Parker Ross 11-10 for 8th.
Yeah.
Low key, fantastic outdoors.
Yeah. 100%.
Probably the guy that starting next week people start yelling about. Give him so and so's bike.
Yeah.
You know. So
Well, there were some flashes of brilliance from Dylan Schwartz too. I don't know where
Yeah.
he ended up.
Hammaker goes 516 for 9th. Like I
Ooh,
said.
that second moto was that bad, huh?
Yeah, well, like I said, he's got an autoimmune thing going on, and he said in his interview, he's like, we haven't figured it out. We're not exactly sure what the hell we're doing. He's had it since Supercross, and it's going to take him literally, like, figuring that out because he's like, I only got 4 or 5 laps in me. That's it.
Wow. Wild.
Yep. Garrett Marchbanks.
Dead fucking
last. And by a margin, too.
Yeah.
Not, hey, I'm 40th right behind 39th. It was like the whole pack
I'm buried in
went.
40th.
And then here goes Garrett. And he rode his fucking balls off.
Give that
Like,
kid a 450.
killer ride, dude.
Or I don't. Yeah, I know he's that big, but you can't be that shitty at starts. I think he's just a shitty starter.
I think so, too.
Even
He
on the
wasn't good on the 450.
you're
He
right.
always came
Even-
through. So it's not 250 induced. He's just not a good starter. I'll tell you what. He's only 5 back from Kitchen in 3rd.
Yeah, impressive.
Like 5 back is all. Like
Impressive.
there's literally he's got 184 points. Vial's got 186, and Kitchen's got 189. He is going to end up 3rd in points
Yeah,
behind
I
Joe
think
and Degan.
Yeah.
What a thing. Which then too, he's in a weird spot too of like he doesn't really know where he's going to be
No,
next
yeah.
year. So like that's another one of those like how do you not sign him if you're pro circuit?
yeah.
And then
I
he's
mean, Master
in.
Pool's kind of like, what the hell happened there?
I mean, and then you figure he's 4th overall in SMX points.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
how do you not sign him?
yeah.
I don't understand.
Three podiums in Supercross. He had a few podiums in
let's see
Supercross.
here.
At least 2.
Well, hold on. Let me find race results here.
At least 2.
Let's see here. 3rd in Denver, 2nd in Seattle, and yep, that was it.
Yeah.
So 3rd in Denver, 2nd in
And
Seattle.
an injury coming in.
Yep.
So,
Yep. So
hey, good for him.
crushing.
We forget how young he still is, too.
Yeah. Yeah, because he went pro when he was 16.
Yeah.
So Nate Thrasher, 7:15 for 11th. Typical Nate Thrasher day.
Just Nate Thrasher doing what Nate Thrasher does.
Yep. Max Voling goes 15-8 for 12th. Max is not happy. He is not riding well. He is not pumped on it. He's not found his setup he really, really likes with the bike.
What you're hearing?
It's what he said in an interview with
Gotcha.
Swap.
Gotcha.
Vial goes 321 for 13th.
Yeah.
Looks super good that first moto.
He
Hell
still
yeah,
faded.
we're here to party.
He still had that MXGP fade we keep seeing.
And then 21st to 2nd Moto. Did he crash or something? Do you know?
Yeah, right off the start.
Oh,
He
okay.
hit the wall and like high-sided right off the side of it. Yeah,
Okay.
so he was buried working his way through.
Interesting.
Because like on the broadcast, it's like, oh shit, Vial's down, and then they got it on Kitchen, and then Kitchen goes down, and everybody's like, what the fuck?
Yep. Lux Turner goes 13-11 for 14th.
Nice, didn't even know he was there.
Just said in an interview, he just realized, like, look, I'm going to be tired anyway. I might as well just suffer through the motos.
You
And
better get
actually-
going before his sister comes out there and kicks his ass.
Yeah,
No,
that'd
just
be a
kidding.
thing, too. Watch her do that. That'd be funny. Dylan Schwartz, 39-7 for 15th.
So top 5. What, he qualified like 3rd.
Yeah, he put down a lap.
Yeah.
He put down a lap.
Schwartz is good, dude. He got off the Suzuki.
Juju's got Epstein Bar, 16-13 for 16th. Cooked himself at Hangtown.
Are we confirmed it's Epstein Bar? or-
No, that is my judgment call. He hasn't done anything.
Oh, that's your theory.
Yep, that's my working theory, all for
Why
entertainment.
Did you tell me not to take my headphones off? I'm still here
Entertainment
with my
purposes
headphones on.
only. I don't care. You
Oh
can wear them
my
all the
God,
time.
dude.
Avery Long goes 22-9 for
I look
17th.
like an idiot.
Jordan Smith 9-22 for 18th. Tried to take out his own person, a club person, and the Monster can because he's pissed at Monster.
When I saw that, I was driving home. I thought he did it off the face of the leap. I
Yeah.
didn't realize he almost did a Wyndham transfer all
Into
the way
the
over.
leap. Yeah, dude. I'll tell you what. He covered a lot of distance
Yeah,
there.
he did.
A lot
At
of
least
distance.
he held on to that thing.
Yeah. Well, and he
Lucky
said
the cable was low.
he said he saw the wires last second and it just yanked the handlebars out of his hands. So,
Jordan
very
Smith doing
typical
Jordan Smith things.
Jordan Smith thing.
Like, yeah, because he was running second. All the triumphs were up front, and I was like, hey, Jordan Smith doing what he does. One random ride.
Another wife, super involved, was there doing stuff. I don't know. It must be his kids weren't there this weekend because I didn't see his kids around but she was around him a lot. So,
Yeah, cool.
Drew Adams, 17-17 for 19th. Okay, just learning. Austin Faulkner, 34-14 for 20th.
14's decent. So I'll bring this up to you.
Yep, please
so
talk
this
about
is a point that I made to you, and I was dinking around on my phone a little bit during this episode, so I didn't really pay too much attention, but I caught things here and there. But Full Swing, the golf series on Netflix.
Yep.
There's a golfer on there, and damn it, I'm so pissed I can't remember his name right now.
Mm-hmm.
Brain surgery.
Yep.
And he's talking about the struggles of being a pro athlete with brain surgery, playing golf, having to elevate your game, feeling groggy, feeling shitty, and then trying to be with your kids. Faulkner, groggy, shitty. You're in a sport that, no disrespect to golf guys, these guys work way fucking harder than golf guys. And becoming a father during all of this. Dude, you got to cut him some slack, I think, and then he goes on to talk about how, like, one day he just came out of the funk with the brain surgery and just out of the fuzz.
Yep.
So I urge people to go back if they haven't already and watch that episode and maybe think of it from, like, maybe Faulkner's perspective, because wild take here, but maybe I think that's what's going on.
Could be. Very easily could be. Because we've talked about it all year at some of the Supercross and the stuff we were
He had
at. of,
fucking
like,
brain surgery.
He doesn't look sharp. He doesn't look as sharp as he used to. And he lacks that top end speed. Then we've seen some glimpses.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, cool, it's there.
Is that a day where your head's not hazy and you're feeling good? Like,
yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, my hope is the team gives him grace.
I just hope the team gives him credit. Yeah.
Yep. So, and that's your top 20. There isn't really nobody from Michigan made it here. Shout out to Noah Schuring. Tried to qualify. Didn't make it. And then had an oopsie in the LCQ, I think he told me. So, yeah, that's all I got for 250s there. Okay. Anything Rev X segment here?
Yeah, not really. I didn't really put anything on X because I didn't really think I was coming to the show tonight. Rude me. But I've been getting quite a bit of interaction on some tweets here, so let's read through some stuff.
Okay.
So here's what I put out.
Putting in a big bore in Degan's bike.
What's with all the tracks being ripped so deep lately? Can we maybe get an inch less dig? I don't know. I believe they rip them deeper to sell more scoop tires. Dunlop is a business and they need to make money. If the track is deep, the scoop works better and we sell more to privateers that want to have a shot at competing. Conspiracy, I know, but it's a theory I have. So, I mean, you heard it here. Dunlop's in bed with MX Sports.
There we go. There we go. TLR tinfoil hat.
Lately, it's been like this for several years. AMA has a rule against dust. No? They have a rule against dust?
I've heard.
The fuck?
It's not a rule, but I have heard they are very adamant with the tracks. We do not want dust for TV. For TV reasons. That's what it is.
You can have a little fucking popcorn fart of dust.
I've heard that it's a very big thing.
Interesting.
Very big thing.
This guy said, yep, that's annoying.
Yep.
Anti-libtards. He said, yeah, kind of over all the deep rutted tracks. Maybe 1 to 2 per year, but not every single national.
Mm-hmm.
Half inch would be more than enough. The leap was jumped twice by 250s. That's not cool.
Yep.
So
Even if you just don't prep
Oh,
that.
Denny Stevenson
Oh, Debo.
piping in. Why is it not cool a 250 can't jump something? Barely any 125s were able to jump it back in the day. Who cares? It's one jump on the track. And that Redbud track rocked. There are a million different rinds that all seemingly work.
Okay, let me put out a clip here where I'm going to argue with Debo, and he's more than welcome to hit me up on the DMs on Instagram or
Debo
something.
will fall on his sword, though.
Debo will fall on his sword. But look, I understand the 125s couldn't make it. 125s had 30 horsepower. 250Fs have 60. Like, sorry, this is one of those things. Times have changed. So, like, I'm sorry that back in the day the 125s couldn't make it. And, yeah, that was fucking cool to watch Stu jump it on the 125.
Yeah, Pastrana
and
blowing wheels
Larocco.
out.
Yeah, but, like, it's not that way anymore. The top 5 dudes in the 250 class should be jumping that jump also.
Yeah.
If you want to make it where they can't, cool. Then I guess we're going to stretch it out to 150 feet. We're going to make a fly 150 or the Larocco 150 or something.
Whatever.
Because, like, sorry, dude, it's just different times. These bikes are way more powerful.
Yeah.
They should be able to jump it. Yes, if you have any more than the top 10 in the 250 class jumping it, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah, 100%.
But the top 10, top 5 in the 250 class should be jumping it. At least some of the time. Even if it's like in years past where they could only jump it some of the time when they had a really good run at it. Okay, cool. That made
the race better.
Makes
like,
the
is
race
he going to get the
better.
leap this lap? Yeah.
Yeah, because then if they get the leap, then that's a huge advantage for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry,
Yeah,
Debo.
probably.
I disagree with you. I fully disagree with you.
So I sent this out 9:06 a.m. I must have been standing at the leap when I threw this one out.
Oh, boy.
Corner before the leap is dog shit. We want to see guys hit this jump. And Justin Barsha liked it.
Nice.
Yeah, Justin Barsha
Nice.
gave it a like.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is. Like you said, people come there to watch people jump that jump.
Yeah.
So if you have half the 450s can't jump it, and, like, I haven't been through the videos I took yet, but I don't have a lot of guys jumping it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of Jett, AP, Hunter,
Same
the
guy.
Star Boys, yeah.
Yeah,
But there isn't a lot of other guys. The fact that we didn't have one dude come up way short and even bounce and, like, really go, oh, man, that hurt, even not crashing, just way short and, like, he blew out his wheel or whatever,
Yeah.
tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah. So, yeah, and here's some of the engagement. The leap is iconic on the circuit. If the main factory riders can't hit it every lap, the track people should be fired.
Yep.
Let's have some standards.
Yep.
Who responded to this one?
Prado didn't jump it.
This guy said 100% agree. It's a big selling point for the fans as well, watching guys hit it.
Prado didn't jump it first practice.
Yep.
Cairoli didn't jump it first practice. That's because the bike was still in break-in mode, but whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Did
I'm
either
sure
of them
they
jump it
will-
all day?
I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
sure
know
they
either.
will fix it before the motos or even the time qualifying, as somebody said.
They
Got-
did fix it up between the first 2 qualifying
Okay.
sessions because Kev jumped it second session, but still, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. 1 year it was so off camber nobody could even clear it. I'm about to turn on Race Day Live and see what they fucked up this year. This guy has definitely never ridden a dirt bike in his life. Dirt isn't the problems. Lack of testicles is. Okay, buddy.
All right.
Anti-libtards coming back in. It's fine. More dudes need to learn how to corner. Okay, you've never ridden a bike in your life, probably. This guy said, the entire prep is dog shit, but I hate tracks that feed to the inside line 95% of the course. And then Denny Stevenson's back in on this one.
Debo's back.
He said, what race were you watching? And then this guy said it was poopy yesterday, too. And then this guy responded to that and said, poopy corners should be outlawed. Make turns great again.
Yep. So
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Oh, man.
Here we go. Here's another one with some... I'm getting people fired up.
Good.
So this one That one had 7,000 impressions.
Somebody said something to me about the Twitter thing this weekend, and I was like, I don't run it. Cole runs it. And they were like, oh, okay.
Who said it?
I don't remember.
Somebody we know?
I don't
somebody
remember if it was
random?
Kev or somebody. Somebody had said something to me about it. And I was like, dude, I don't run that.
What'd they say? It was edgy?
I don't remember.
Or they were down with it?
No, I don't. To be honest, I don't even remember. I just remember that somebody had said something about it because we had said something on there. And I don't know that it was even like something super negative or whatever, but I was just like, yeah, dude, I don't run that at all. I don't even have access to it. Like, I'm not even signed
I wonder
in
who
or
it is
nothing.
and what they
I
were
don't
saying.
know. Who knows?
After today's second moto, hot take here, but maybe Prado can look at fitness a bit before shitting on his bike. obviously give him the benefit of the doubt from the shoulder, but there was an anchor there.
That's awesome.
This guy said it can't be the bike. Kawasaki's been in this game for a long time and has a good record of success. They have any resource at hand. He's taking a while to adjust, blah, 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 breakout moment. Nope, he's just playing it safe. And then these guys all go in to say he's getting tired because he's fighting the bike. Guy said he's way in over his head looking for excuses.
Probably true.
Um,
He also has nothing for Jett.
his fitness has never been a problem at any point in his career. You can't spend 35 minutes fighting a bike. Meh.
I'm going to make a shirt that says he has nothing for Jett because that'll just apply across the board until Jett retires.
Yeah, this guy said, I think the other riders just caught up to him, but I didn't look at the lap times. And he said, yeah, his lap times fell off halfway through hard. So, I don't know. That's what we got going on there. So that's, let me go back over here. I had a question on another app here.
I'll be honest, I was so busy this week, or the last couple of weeks here, I haven't responded to any comments hardly on YouTube either.
Yeah.
So apologies to everybody who's...
Corey Elkin says we need new guests. That's James' brother, by the way.
We're going to get some new ones.
Yeah.
What's his nuts? Kurt Newman there.
He wants to come on?
Oh, yeah. He threw me a bunch of shit yesterday morning because him and James
Maybe he was the Twitter guy.
No, him and James were standing there talking, and then he's like, I don't ever get invited on the show. I'm like, bro, you want to come on the show? He's like, yeah, I'd come on the show.
Does he
I was
listen
like,
to it?
I don't know if he listens to it or not, but he wants to come on and talk. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, but I'm going to ask you questions about things. He's like, that's fine. If I don't want to answer them, I just won't answer them.
Maybe he listened to the, maybe he saw the X account or something.
I don't know, bro.
Because I clapped back at him on Twitter, or TikTok, I think, one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he had a little bit of a hot take.
What did he say?
His takes are definitely a little hot.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That'll make it fun. I told him, well, look, dude, I'm going to ask you. So in Supercross, when they've got you flagging, standing on some pedestal that you can barely balance on between two lanes, and a bike's flying at you, what size Depends are you wearing? Bro, I can't remember what it was last year. Was it Detroit or Indy or something? He was literally like, it was two of the lanes that were super close,
And it was Kirk or Kurt?
yeah, and they had him on a fucking pedestal thing, flagging, right?
Uh-huh.
And I don't know how he saw me, but he saw me sitting there watching, and I didn't even know it was him, obviously, because he's got the helmet and the shirt and everything on, so I can't even tell. And then he's texting me, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking die here. And I'm like, what? And then I like look, I'm like, oh shit. And he's waving at me.
Oh my god.
And then like somebody did crash and almost take him out, and I was like, how was that? He's like, fuck this. It was awesome. It was awesome.
One last guy said, do you think Jett has more speed, or do we saw him tapped out in Moto 2?
Fuck. Well, I mean, even if he's tapped out, he
looked
fucking
in
made
control.
up 15 seconds on first,
And then won by 11.
and then won by 11. So
he looked in pretty in control. So.
yeah, I was gonna say that still didn't look. So all right, that's been your Rev X Twitter
It's been a show.
talking about stuff. Oh, one more fun story.
Oh boy.
So we're out between qualifying and the heats, right, at the truck, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
We go to come back in. The cops pull in that back gate there for the back parking where we were, and then the gate gets shut. And I see him like tell some people, nope, you got to go around the other way or whatever. So I'm like, okay, but then I'm looking as they walk by me because we were walking up there to go back in, and I'm like, man, they don't have wristbands that look like to go in here. They look like they just had GA wristbands. So I walk up to the guy there, and I'm like, hey man,
At the gate?
yeah, the guy.
Chad Leonard, homie,
Okay.
Battle Creek's own.
I go, hey man, can we go in here? He's like, oh yeah, you can go in here. So he goes to like open the gate, and the cops are like, no, this gate has to be closed. And he looks at me and goes, I've worked here 25 fucking years. Open the fucking gate.
That's Chad.
Oh yeah,
That's
he
Chad.
was pissed.
That's Chad.
Heated, bro. Shout out to him because he was like, fuck you, open the gate. And so then this cop's like, nope, Greg told us. And he's like, I don't know who the fuck Greg is, but this gate stays open. And the cop's like, nope, no, it doesn't. They told us. And then the other two cops were kind of like, whoa, we're just kind of doing what we're getting told. But like this one cop and Chad, you said they were going at it for a second.
Yeah.
To the point that, like, there was a moment.
Chad takes no shit.
No, he wasn't. He was like, I've worked here 25 years. This gate stays open. People go in and out of this gate, including team people, which was really funny because then somebody in a Red Bull side-by-side pulls up, like, they're trying to go out. They got, like, suspension cases and shit, and they're, like, trying to go out, and they're just sitting there, like, they roll up. These dudes are yelling at each other about the gate being open. They're like, and I'm standing there, and at one point I kind of look at Sanjay, and I'm just like, it's cool. Like, we'll just go around until y'all figure this out or whatever. Cause like I wasn't in a hurry. Motos weren't close to starting. And then all of a sudden he like remembers he has a radio and he's like, I need Kurt over here to gate 8 right now. And so Kurt comes rolling up on the golf cart. And I go, I want to lodge a fucking complaint about this. And he's like, whoa, calm it down, dude. And he looks at me. He's like, guys, the gate has to stay open. This is a fire lane. And then the cops opened it. But dude, it was heated for a second. And I was like, holy shit.
So I was talking to Chad too. He was like, yeah, how you've been doing this a long time? He's like, yeah, 25 years. 25 years, bro. And he was letting that cop fucking know that it was 25 years and that gate was to stay open. And I was like, oh man, this is awesome. Yeah.
It was a great time. It was a great time.
Good story.
Yeah, no, great
Especially
week.
because I know the gentleman.
Yeah, great. It was, that's even more ironic because like I had no idea who he was.
You didn't?
He was just super cool. I was just like, whatever.
He'd probably
but-
come on the show.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, whatever.
He can tell it from his perspective.
Fuck that cop. That would be his perspective, I think. Which again, I don't fault the cops either. I was literally standing there. I was like, whoa, no fault on either one. Like the cops are being told one thing by one person, and you and I know it's different, but whatever. I wasn't gonna stand there and argue. Anyway, but yeah, great weekend. Definitely Supercross better than Nationals. Even my buddy that was with me was like, yeah, I like the Supercross race better because he went to Ford Field with me last year for his first Supercross. And he's like, dude, we can see everything. He's like, this is a cool party, like festival vibe, right? But he's like, bro, we're watching two corners. Like, that's what we're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I totally agree with you of like Supercross is better because you can see it. So I got to get on the Supercross only program.
Come aboard.
I'm just kidding. I'm really like one of those guys of like, am I gonna be a dude that like when
We have to pay for it, but I think that VIP tent would be the way to go.
well, the VIP tent is the way to go, but it's $340 a person.
Oh, it moved out? I thought it was like $250.
No. So in 2019, the first time I did it was $180 because that was the year that you rode the Dream Race. We followed you around all morning filming. And then I was like, fuck, we don't have a spot. It's hot. I'm cooked. And I looked at Ashley. I was like, don't say a fucking word. And I just walked up. I was like, hey, you still got VIP? They were like, yep. I was like, sweet. Slid the card, whatever. Which 180 to me seemed like a lot of money. And then I know a couple of years ago. Yeah. And then a couple of years, that was when I figured it out. Because that was the first time I'd done it. I was like, holy shit, this is great. We got a TV where I can see what I can't see on there. Drinks, food, air conditioned, bathroom. Yeah. Like, it was awesome. And then we did it for a couple more years after that, but it had gone up. It went to like 220 or something.
Yeah,
then
I think like 250 last I looked.
Yeah, so the last year I did it was like 240. Then I looked this year, and it was $340 for an adult and like $180 or something for a kid. And I was like, no fucking way I do that.
No shot.
Because, I mean, dude, you figure when I do that, because that's the only way me and her, there's two ways me and her will take the kid. Number one, we either have that, or number two, we'll be camping with a camper where her and the kid can go back.
And sit in the area.
Yeah. And other than that, the kid won't go to outdoors with us. Like, we're just not those people. Sorry.
Yeah,
it sounds shitty, but we're just not those people.
Yeah.
So I looked at that. I was like, dude, it's $1,000 then. Like it used to be like, oh, it's $750, $800-ish bucks for me to go with that, and then buying regular tickets or whatever. I'm like, dude, this is over a G now for the three of us to go. Like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So not right now. So anyway, and that is the move. It's at the top of the hill. You can walk back and forth, see the whole track basically, and anything that you can't see. Again, they have the TVs in there, so you can watch it. Like, it's awesome. You get. I will 100% say if you have the means to do it, that is the way to go. Any time at Redbud because it is awesome.
Yeah, because the way they've got that thing now, you used to be able to go up into those grandstand bleachers, but now that that's permanent, you can't see shit.
No.
So that's the only place you can go see both sides of the track.
Yep, and that was, I remember the last time we did it, what, 22 maybe? Yeah, it must have been like 22. Yeah, that was the last time I did it, and yeah, it was awesome because me and Justin just spent all day walking back and forth just watching, so it was great.
Yeah.
So,
If
so
anybody
yeah.
wants to sponsor us for VIP, let me know.
Yeah. Well, and then, like I said, I was having the thoughts yesterday. I was like, I'm really going to be that guy that goes to qualifying in the morning and then goes back to the hotel at these races and watches them.
I've done it.
I mean, hey, that's probably, like, honestly, like I said, I don't enjoy being outside in that heat. Doesn't do anything for me. And I mean, I'm literally
hate the heat, dude.
I'm literally thinking like, bro, at the end of the second motos, I'll just go back and walk through the pits some more until everybody leaves. I'll be fresh as a daisy to walk through there for hours afterwards and talk to people.
Yeah.
So
on that note too.
yeah.
Fucking like the Align Medias and the
I don't
Michael
understand how
Lindsays
they
of the
do it.
world.
I don't understand how
all
they
the
do
credit
it.
in the world.
Yeah, because those
Because
guys,
they're out there in the heat like that with all their camera equipment, and then in between all that, they got to sit there and get content out as soon as possible. Like,
yeah, I don't understand.
man,
how you
hats
do
off
it.
to all the media guys.
Like, fuck that. That's you won't catch me on that program.
Yeah, we're shit media.
Yeah, we are. It's fine. It's cool, dude. You can post it a year later. Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares. Trust me.
Valid.
All right. So with that being said, this has been show 312. Want to thank everybody, Rev X Products, for presenting the show, keeping the lights on here. Barely today. I want to thank Eric and Kev for coming on. Really appreciate it, especially all the issues we had with Eric. Thank you for coming in tonight, filling in for Stubbs. Really appreciate that. Thanks to Worx. Thanks to Flo Racing. Thanks to NANO XTREME. Thanks to Adept Creative Co. Thanks to Alias MX. Thanks to Holster Co. Thanks to, did I say Flo already? I don't know. I should have a list of this
Proflo
shit.
twice.
Proflo, Worx
twice.
Everybody, whatever. Holster Co. Complete Racing Solutions. That was the one I wasn't thinking. I was like, dude, I'm forgetting
did you say
one.
Rev X?
Complete Racing Solutions. Yeah, Rev X put it on. They were barely keeping the lights on
Yeah.
today. So thanks to
We're
everybody
cooked.
for helping out with all of that and keeping us going here and getting us to Redbud. And that will be the last one I am at until St. Louis, which we're going to.
I might go to Ironman. I haven't decided yet.
Okay. All right.
Weather dependent.
So that's been it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Sorry we had all the issues. Sorry to the
that
members
sucks.
that we couldn't live stream the whole thing. The internet has been a fucking shit show here. So with that being said, we will be back next week with show 313 from Spring Creek. We will be back.
I did commit.
You did commit. So thanks everybody. We'll see you all next week.
Later.
Thanks for tuning into the Moto Aftermath show. If you guys like the show, make sure to give us a thumbs up there with that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a show update, a live show, or anything that we're doing here, because when we find out news, we will be on here bringing you our thoughts with it. Also, if you guys want to help support the show, join our members area. You'll get member exclusives, including live shows. You get to watch the show being recorded live, and you'll get all sorts of other member benefits. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Join the members area. Subscribe. We'll see you all on the next one.